Hello, hello, hello. Y'all get in here. Get in here, please. Hello, happy Saturday. Let me see who home. I know it's the weekend, so some of y'all in the street, and that's okay. Because if you are in the street, then you're going to have to catch us on the replay. But for those of y'all who ain't running the streets, let's gossip a little bit. Just a little bit, just a smidge. Because things have happened over the week. Things have happened over the week that I think were considerably messy. Funny messy for the most part. I don't think it was anything that was really bad messy. So funny messy for the most part, but there was quite a bit of messiness that went on. Not enough, in my opinion, for me to come in for every little thing as it happened here and there. Hey, y'all, you know we got the vertical going in our regular live. Hey, everybody in the vertical. Hey, everybody in our regular chat. It wasn't enough for me to go live for every little thing that was happening. Hey, Priscilla Clemens in the vertical. But it's enough for us to come together and talk about cumulatively what the hell is going on. Okay? So first thing that we got to talk about, Andy Cohen versus Shamea Morton. I don't know whether Shamea really understands how Andy Cohen be moving, but I hope she do. You know what I'm saying? It's not like she need the money, you know, in the words of K. Michelle, trying to be the breadwinner in a house that's already paid for, because that's crazy. But I hope she understand how Andy be moving. Andy move real nice, nasty. Oh, I'm just playing, but he don't be playing. All of that. But definitely we got to talk about Andy Cohen versus Shamea Morton, because that was definitely a versus, and I don't think she got the memo at all. We got to talk about Porsha's house, you know, because, you know, Kelli, the standard Potter, the standard, like to say Simon's house. Yeah, not so much. So we got to talk about that. And we're going to see what, you know, what's out there and what we can find out concerning what happened in the court papers and all of that. Not what Simon said, not what Kelli wishes was true, not what Porsha said even, but, you know, based on what the people found in the court papers, we're going to talk about that, okay? Also, Angela Oakley did do an interview, and some of y'all told me about it. I did not go and look right away, just because y'all know I'm not really an Angela Oakley fan like that. I'm not a fan of any of these ladies, but I am definitely not an Angela Oakley fan. So I didn't go look right away, but I did eventually end up looking because I saw a clip. I saw a clip is what happened. And I said, well, you know what? Let me at least give this lady a fair shake, because last year when I called her wrong, some of y'all know how I dealt with her. Okay, I went in. We dissected everything. We listened to hey, Kovakism 7 and Terra CXR. How are you? I sat through every audio. We took notes on what was said. We took notes on the audio of her trying to coach that boy in the line on Phaedra. Like, I didn't cut no slack, and y'all know that. I cut zero slack. I never do, actually. If I'm being completely honest, I never do. I never cut any slack. Not ever, not once, not never. Ain't gonna never do it, right? But I said, okay, let me at least listen to Angela Oakley's interview, see what she had to say, because at the end of the day, I may dislike all of these ladies, but I don't have no vendettas against nobody. So the least I can do is listen to what she had to say. And I did, and I took notes. We got to talk about all the people who have weighed in on Kelli saying she was the standard. The fact that, man, Carlos King set that girl up, and we're going to talk about that. And then he brought on to his Patreon, I believe, per the clip on his social media, Paris Che, who was styling her, and Paris is in there helping them critique her, and that was insane. Oh, hello. João Batista from Brazil. How you doing? So yeah, we got to talk about that. That standard comment, really, I really wish, to be honest, I wish Kelli had never done it, because I don't know how you come back from that. We got to talk about that. All of the standard comments. Lord, it was so many standards. It was so many standards. So yeah, that's what we got going on. That's what's popping. Hey, Harshad. And yeah, so we got to get into all of those things. Let me start by greeting everybody who's here. Y'all, please like the video, share the video. Put your like number in the chat. Do not forget your engagement button on the bottom right-hand side. It's the circle with the heart emoji. Tap it. Send up my bubbles. You know I'm sensitive. Send them up, send them up, send them up, okay? And we're going to get into what's going down. We got Linnell Seiler here. She's like number 3. Thank you. Miss Sparkle is in the house, our resident Mary Kay lady. All right, y'all. She says, happy Saturday. Hit the like button. Put it in the chat. She's like number 2. And I thank you. Miss Nisi is here. Hey, boo. She's number 7. D, wonderful DS is here. And she's number 4. And she running a reflection corner because you know how she act. You know how she get down. All right, Auntie Eva's here. Thank you for being number 5. Political Junkie. My girl Sharon is number 6. My good sis Magdalene Lamar is number 7. All right, all right. Y'all roll on in. Let's get this thing popping because we got to get through quite a bit of mess tonight. Just quite a bit. It's a light mess, but it's a decent little. If there's room, we're going to talk about Clarissa Shields going on Cam Newton show. VJ, thank you for being number 8, honey. We love you. We're glad you made it. Happy Saturday. Yeah, if we got a minute after all this, I'm going to spare a word for Clarissa Shields because it's getting embarrassing. It has gotten way beyond embarrassing. Richard Wilson, hey, Ken folk, thank you for being like number 10. Thank you. Deborah Randall is here, and she makes Housewives Talk legal. My sis is in the house. How you doing, boo? Catherine Bennett, hey, girl. Thank you for being 12. I'm glad you're here. DT, I love my DT. All is well. Yes. And he say, make sure you hit that like button and run it up because he don't want to do Duolingo. Okay, DT is not interested in learning Turkish tonight. So hit the like button. Run it up. Miss Nisi, you had a tooth pull, but girl, don't try to talk too much. Just type, child. Just type. Hope you ain't on no pain meds and stuff, because I know that can be painful. I've never had a tooth pull, but I heard it hurts. Michelle Gray, hey, how you doing, sis? Hit the like button for me. Nap Queen, New Orleans, thank you for being like number 12. Thank you, sis. We love you. Glad you made it. Who else we got up in here? Let's keep it sliding. Priscilla Clemens made it to the main chat. She is like number 23. All right. Diva Toot is 49. D Seratinas. Hey, girl. Thank you so much for being. Were you really 57? Or what's your like number? Are you just the 57 person in the chat? Patricia. Hey, how you doing? Oh, Lord, she said, congratulations, Miss P, and the haters can move along. All right, girl. While we greeting everybody, just, housekeeping, make sure y'all misspell my cuss words. Bear in mind, your favorite may not be somebody else's and vice versa. Y'all, please agree to disagree respectfully in my chat. No bickering or arguing. Now, we can drag these heifers. We cannot be dragging each other, okay? Cosmic Queen, thank you for being like number 9. Number 9. Okay. How you doing, Cosmic Queen? DT says she's the standard in black molars for beauty. You know I can't say that. Y'all, DT be trying to get me in trouble. Teresa, thank you for being like number 32. Detroit girl in Chicago. All right. How you doing? Welcome. Make sure you hit the like button. Oh, look at you, honey. The skin is glowing. Y'all see her skin? Skin is skinning. We like the pretty girls over here. Diva too. You had the wrong number. Okay, that was the amount of people. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. But that's okay. I'm just glad you're here. Y'all, please hit your like button. Put your like number in the chat. If this is your first time hanging with us over here, make sure that you put FTL for first time live so we can welcome you personally and individually, because we are happy to have you here. Thank you so much. Hey, Dawn Hanley from the UK. How you doing, girl? Welcome. Wait, you in Nevis? Girl, you vacationing? I know that's right. When our girl Yvette is here from the UK, she's from Nevis. Yvette is here from Nevis too. That's where she from. I don't know whether you from there or you just vacationing there, but that's where our good sis is from. All right, y'all, run it up. Okay, make sure that you let us know it's your first time hanging with us. Everybody in the chat, if you see somebody you don't know, make sure you welcoming people. Thank you for being number 25, D. Seratinas. Make sure y'all are welcoming folks as they come in. If you see somebody new, say welcome. If it's somebody you ain't seen in a while, say welcome back. Let them know you're happy to see them, because we family around here, okay? We just get together and talk about these people because that's what we do. All right. So I'm going to end the vertical. If you over here, don't move. You're in the right place. Everybody in the vertical, I'm going to end this live stream. The circle with the icon for the channel, if you go to it, it's going to show you that I'm still live because I am. Tap it and it'll bring you right on over to our main chat and we'll see you on the inside, okay? Bye. All right. So let's see what else we got going on. James is here. But you say your name Larry. Is your name James Larry or Larry James? How you got two first names? I like it. Larry from London is 3 a.m. over there. All right. Larry, what you doing up at 3 o'clock in the morning? Yes, we need 19 more. Run my likes up. It's a Saturday night. Everybody else is running the street. So if y'all are here, the least we can do is hit that like button, okay? Hey, cool gamer. Always cool. Always in the building. Y'all run my likes up. Let's get into it, okay? Now, I don't even know what to hit first. I'm going to just be honest with you. I don't know what to hit first. Things have gotten out of control. Who gets the honorable mention? I think the honorable mention right now is Kelli Potter. Kelli embarrassed herself, as we know, by doing that interview with Carlos King. And I'm going to be honest, Carlos King played in that girl's face so bad. He dang near laughed in Kelly's face. When she said she was the standard and she set the bar, he was like, in what way? And literally started sniggling in her face. He then went, hold on. I can show you better than I can tell you. Hold on. We're going to pull up Insta. Because, baby, hey, D. Lauren Brown. Y'all, it's bad. So after that, everybody's talking. Everybody's clowning. We've got Cynthia Bailey weighing in on the standard conversation. And she ain't wrong. So many people have pointed out that the person who actually raised the standard for fashion on Housewives, number one, has got to be Marlo Hampton. Anybody who says otherwise is a clown, and I don't care. You're nuts. Marlo absolutely raises on tables. Marlo made all it came to the fashion, and I like it because I like women actually be interested, involved, and invest in fashion, real fashion, and not just what's trendy. And if we being honest, Marlo did that. She may have her faults, but that ain't one of them. People talked about the fact that Nene could dress her tail off, all of those things. So yeah, her doing that, making that statement, it put eyes on her that did not have to be there. Miss Weedy Pooh, thank you for being 49. Tanya S, hey now, hey. Kelli will always be an honorable mention, not the standard. Amen. Amen, Tanya. How you doing, girl? Hit the like button. Listen, y'all got my likes way too low. I don't like that. Lauren Brown, thank you for being 46. I need y'all to run my likes up because I need to share the screen, and I don't feel comfortable sharing the screen, and my likes ain't close to where it should be. We don't have that many people in here tonight. This is a slow night because everybody's in the street partying, even Peanut partying. Everybody partying. So I need y'all to hit the like button if you here. Okay? Because I don't want to do a Turkish lesson either. I want to get to the gossip and get up out of here. Tanya S, thank you for being like number 57. I appreciate you. I do. And where are my bubbles? Let me check and see if I got bubbles, because I'm not going to be mistreated tonight. I ain't going to do it. Let me see what I'm working with. Okay, I got my bubbles going. All right. I need 19 likes. I got 19 people sitting in my house that won't hit the like button. I'm not real happy about that. Is there a reason why you won't hit the like button? Is it something I need to do for you so you can feel better about hitting the like button? But I need y'all to hit it because we got to share the screen. We got to get into the stuff. Blessed Woman of God is in the house. How you doing? Thank you for being 56, Texas Passion. Thank you so much for being 62. Y'all treat me right now. Treat me right. Don't treat me bad. Treat me right. So let's share this screen. I'm going to try to give y'all time to get yourselves together because if them likes don't get closer, mirhaba. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Okay. Y'all, DT wildin'. Miss Sparkle said we need 14 more. Run it up. So let's share the screen. This is what's going on now. This is how I know Carlos King played the piss out of Kelly Potter. Played the hell out of her. It's a clip, fair use and all of that. But y'all got to hear this. Let me pause it. Undo that. Slide me down to the bottom. Slide me down. Slide me down. Oh, wait. Who is Terrence? Thank you so much for the Cash App. Let me send a heart back. Terrence said for food. Terrence, you must know I need to eat something and didn't eat today. I wasn't feeling it today. I don't know what was wrong with me. But thank you, Terrence. That was so sweet. That's how you know somebody is family, when they care if you eat or not. That's fam, okay? So I'm going to play this, and I want y'all to hear what's going on. Now, this is after he done let this girl come on his YouTube channel, do that interview. Of course, not in her house, because I'm not sure she has one yet. She may. I'm not going to run with the, she ain't got no house, because I don't know if she do or don't. She claims she had to get one. I do remember on Real Time in the show, she wasn't saying she had a house. If I remember correctly, what Kelly said was, see, I can stay in Shamea's place. And so, she's my good friend and I don't have to rush to find a place. I can take my time and all that. So I'm just like, if you can take your time and you don't have to rush, it doesn't mean that you have a place that's going to be ready in 2 weeks. That's not what you said in the moment, Kelly, but whatever. But Carlos King, nonetheless, let her come to whatever place he was at, whether it was an Airbnb or whatever, because he said it was not his house. And hey Juan, how you doing, fam? Hit the like button for me, run me up. And do that interview and let that girl just sit on the couch and be delusional and crazy and say all this stuff. And now he's getting more money, more content, and just saw people laughing at her. So without further ado, I'm gonna let this play. Y'all turn your sound up. Turn your sound up. That's all I can tell you, because this is a wild one.
You let that lady sit across from you and tell the world that she was the standard. Well, they for the Real Housewives of and you look at her and laugh and say, well, what you mean? And you let her do all that explaining, and you still didn't say in what way.
Bitch. I said, well, what happened now, child?
So I feel like she put the spotlight on herself to be critically judged, because you can't say something like that and then expect people to just be like, oh, I just think she has a lot of ideas. Even with the Tom Ford t-shirt, it could have been cute and kooky and camp had she done it right, but it didn't come across as any of that because it was too big. Her boobs was too big. She just looked stuffed and tucked and sitting in that chair.
One of the biggest things, and I'll say something positive instead of negative, which I'm sure everyone thinks I'm going to do. It really starts with, and this is something me personally too, right? Like I'm really trying to lose like 15 to 20 pounds. Yeah, it may not look like it, but when you're putting on clothing and wearing things and being comfortable, it's very hard to fit certain things within being a certain frame, a certain body type, a certain height, just things you can't naturally.
I get that, Paris, but you know, like I know that they are close to fit everybody's shape. Nene is a big Amazon. Marlo is a big Amazon. Cynthia is a big Amazon. They dress for their bodies. Nene's gonna wear a cat suit.
So what's something that what do you think?
I just felt like the pearls could have been gone, so that it's not distracting me from everything else. She didn't need this piece coming off the side. She just needed something that fit her and that would give her a little more shape, something kind of ruched in the hips and the waist so that it's kind of giving an illusion. I don't mind the split because it makes her look longer. You let that lady sit across from you and tell the world that she was the
So y'all get the idea. They done set up on Patreon. Carlos is making more content off people. Hey, Brian, off people clowning this girl even further. And then brought on her former stylist, Paris Shea, who is now styling Cynthia, styling styling Porsha. Back in the day, he styled Marlo briefly. Hey, Lulu's little girl, what up, sis? Thank you for being 81. You and Brian hit the button at the same time. Thank y'all for hitting the like button. and you bringing on somebody that she obviously don't get along with. They obviously not cool. And this who you bring on to discuss her, looking a mess. And the thing is, you did that because you knew it was going to be engagement. You knew people wanted to come in and hear y'all be messy and talk about how her body look in them clothes, which Kelli do be looking a mess. I'm going to just be honest. The young man who was at the bottom that said you have to dress for your shape and your body type, he's absolutely correct. That's true. Do I think that Carlos should have been the one to kind of host this conversation after you sat up there and let that girl say all that stuff and embarrass herself? No. Because it's like the girls in school that sit up and walk up to you and be like, oh, girl, where you get them shoes from, but they low-key sniggling and making you talk about it so they can go laugh at what you said about what you got on that they really picking at you about. Hey, Gigi, happy weekend, girl. Y'all hit the like button. So that's crazy. That happened. All of that went on. And I'm just like, where does it stop? Because this is getting embarrassing, right? So let's see where else this whole standard conversation has taken her. Like we talked about it right after Carlos did his interview. And to be honest, I thought that was going to be it, like a little bit of clowning. Kelli didn't make it any better by talking about her Netflix documentary on being the standard. It's like, girl, there's no way to laugh this up, yuck it up, act like it was normal. It wasn't normal. The conversations that was had about the standard were definitely not in your favor. And it was embarrassing. I was embarrassed for her. I don't even like Kelli, but it was one of those things where it was like, must we go this far? So many conversations were had about the standard. So many. So many. Okay. Hold on. 1 second. It was embarrassing. Like I said, just embarrassing. Even when I don't like people, I'm really not a big fan of like humiliating folks. And part of me want to feel bad for Kelli, but it's hard to feel bad for her because she also makes herself the butt of the joke with I'm going to go and do my Netflix documentary on being the standard. Like, I don't know. Yeah, y'all let me know in the chat what y'all think of that. But that's honorable mention of it all. I want to get directly into Shamea versus Andy. Can we get into that? Do y'all mind? Would you mind? Would you mind if we got into the Shamea versus Andy of it all? Okay. I think we need to. I think we need to get into Shamea versus Andy. And then we're going to talk about Shamea's response to it. Okay. So let me share the screen again. Because this didn't have to happen. Oh, not her hair looked like hard ice cream. That hair was bad. We looked at it from the back up close. It was really, really bad. I'm just not sure how we ended up there. Yeah, right message, wrong messenger with Carlos. Absolutely. Not in you the one that set her up to sit up there and say that. That's crazy. DS say the back of Kelli's dress looked like balled up black DS, could you check on the reflection corner just to make sure it's still there? Just check on it. That's all. Just check on it. I would just like to know that it's still there. That's kind of all. Hey, Camille Fun. Hey, AP. Okay. You say Kelli ego made up for her height. I just don't understand whether the ego is really there or whether she's overcompensating and pretending that she's confident because Brian says she's selling t-shirts that say the standard. I hope she sell a bunch of them. Gigi said, what standard Kelli thinks she's setting? She has no standards. Yeah, I don't know what standard it could be either. She just kind of yells periodically. Not sure what that's about. Poetic Lyrics said Carlos had him say what he couldn't since he has to be neutral. Yeah, I wasn't real comfortable with that. Thank you for being number 93. Y'all run my likes up, please. And thank you, please. And thank you. Y'all not treating me right on the likes. Y'all not treating me right. Hey, Dr. J. What's going on? I'm getting ready to share this screen again, child, because we got to get into Shamea versus Andy. Because I saw this coming. And I'm going to tell you while I'm pulling it up. I saw this coming when Shamea sat up there in Scotland and called Andy a lie. Now, last year on the reunion, if y'all recall, y'all know where we going. Back down memory lane. We going back down memory lane. Okay. And on the reunion last year, when Porsha called her out for saying, "Oh, you didn't celebrate me when I got my peach," and was like, "Yes, I did." And you telling people I didn't want you on the show. Remember? And Porsha turned to Andy. Andy, haven't I always wanted Shamea on the show full time as a housewife? Hey, blessed by God. Thank you for being 94. Sinclair Baptiste. Hey, sis. You number 146. What's your like number? Hit the like button. Give me your like number. Blue Devil Babe, thank you for being 96. Hey, Sharon White, hit the like button, boo. Hit the like button. Belicious, thank you for being 99. How you doing? And Andy was like, yeah, yes, she has. So when Shamea during the season, while they was in the restaurant, okay, they was in the restaurant. Okay, hold on. One of my sisters was texting me. The same night, hey, Special K, hit the like button, boo. And the same night she called Porsha mama a hoe, and then Porsha called her mama a hoe. They, it was a hoe off. They called them old ladies hoes. I wouldn't do that, but that's what they did. I'm just reporting what they did. Don't ever say I call no old woman no hoe, because I didn't do that. My mom ain't raised me like that. But yeah, that same night she told Porsha, yeah, you did a lot of lying last season. It was like, about what? Porsha barely talked last season. I know I for one dragged Porsha because Porsha gave us nothing last season. And I'm gonna say it again. Porsha Williams gave us nothing last season. Last season she was a big nothing burger. I mean, a huge greasy nothing burger. It was absolutely nothing. Yes, DT, it was a hoe off. Your mama a hoe. Your mama a bigger hoe. They, that's what they did, right? I'm not saying Porsha started it, but she absolutely, responded in kind. You call her mama a hoe, she called your mama a hoe, and y'all was both wilding. Okay, yeah, Belicious. She said a generation of hoes. She did that. Yes, she did. Shamea was slanging them hoes, honey. She just went to crying when Porsha called her mama one too. Okay. Hey, Rochelle, thank you for being 106. But that same night when she told Porsha, you did a lot of lying. You said that you wanted me on the show, and that's absolutely not true, but I let it land. I knew right then Andy Cohen was going to find a way. I was thinking he was going to do it at the reunion on a Watch What Happens Live or something like that. I did not think for 1 minute that he was gonna go on one of them on that podcast he be doing with them people. I don't know the name of that podcast. Y'all know I don't like Andy Cohen like that, but he got on that podcast and addressed it because he knew it was gonna ring bells. Yes, Michelle Gray, hoe was thrown around on the night that they was throwing hoes. Luda said throw them bows, and Porsha and Shamea was in Scotland throwing them hoes. Now that's what they did. Gigi say 1 minute Shamea want to be cool with Porsha, the next she throwing Porsha under the bus like a hypocrite. Yeah. And the thing is, I feel like by the time we devolved to throwing hoes and throwing your mama a hole and all of that, y'all not finna be cool. You done too much. DT say hoes get thrown around a lot like Kelly's face structure. Go check on the reflection corner for about 27 seconds with DS. Go. DS, come get DT. Y'all just check on the corner for about 27 seconds. So dig, right? Let me show y'all what happened. Now. Hold on, let me share the screen where y'all could hear what Andy said and we could talk about it. This a mess. This is a mess. Let me pull me down to the bottom. Okay. Now dig this.
there are a lot of casting rumors online which came out over the weekend.
Hold on.
And
that's the wrong one. It's about the casting rumors and all of that. And that's fine. But that ain't the one I want y'all to listen to. That was just bad news that we're going to be stuck with Kelli again. But get this.
And I have to say, Shamea was there and Porsha and Shamea's husband. And so they kind of stayed clear of each other, but there were, it was all very calm. And it was funny. I was talking to Shamea and her husband, and there's been so much talk about Porsha. The narrative has been that Porsha didn't want Shamea to come on as a housewife. But I was saying to Shamea and Gerald, I said, Shamea, something that's not been discussed much, which to me was always the big barrier of you joining the show, was that Gerald wanted nothing to do with it, and he didn't want you shooting at your house, Sterling Hall, and that was the case. Also, that was part of the real.
I'm gonna let him keep talking, but I want y'all to catch something. See, everybody heard what he said, but y'all ain't really hear what he said. Hey, DB, how you doing, nephew? I'm going to say it again. Y'all heard what he said, but y'all didn't really hear what he said. Y'all ain't hear what he said. And I know you didn't hear what he said because ain't nobody addressed it. This man said, I was talking to Shamea and her husband, and I said to Shamea. So this is one of the many places, because Shamea done lost me a lot of places along the line. Lord knows she have. But this is one of the places where Shamea lost me yet again. Because why would you get on social media to rebut anything? This man said, he said to you, Shamea. I'm going to start it back from the beginning because I want y'all to listen carefully. Listen carefully to what this pale man said, okay? Listen.
And I have to say, Shamea was there and Porsha and Shamea's husband. And so they kind of stayed clear of each other, but there were, it was all very calm. And it was funny. I was talking to Shamea and her husband, and there's been so much talk about Porsha. The narrative has been that Porsha didn't want Shamea to come on as a housewife. But I was saying to Shamea and Gerald, I said, and
I want Lizzie heard it. I was saying to Shamea and Gerald, do not forget, I was saying to Shamea and Gerald. So if he's saying it to you, why didn't you refute that there? Because had you refuted it, then Andy would have said, well, I said to her and she said, no, it wasn't like that. No, he said it to you and you let it stand. And then you got on social media and tried to win a social media game. Like if you could get people to believe a lie, this what we gonna do. No, that ain't what we gonna do. But I want y'all to notice something else that this pale man did. He used the word narrative. And the reason I want y'all to pay attention to that is because now he is going to run a narrative on her. And the fact that people saying that Shamea tried to push narratives, which she do, I've said it myself, right? But the fact that he's using that word, it tells me a couple things. One, she telling lies. Two, you, Andy Cohen, you white powder ranger, you've been watching social media and you watching social media comments, because just like he tell everything else, he would have said, she told me that ain't what it was. And we've seen Andy talk about people telling him it wasn't this, it wasn't that. No, he used narrative because Andy Cohen been watching us on social media. Okay? Andy Cohen been watching us on social media. Andy Cohen sit up and watch social media. He see what people say, and then he try to repeat back what he say, what we say. Andy Cohen ain't just decided, it's this narrative going around. No, you talking about narratives because that's what you're doing. You watching social media and seeing what we saying. And DB say, Auntie, why are we making this something Shamea need to be ridiculed for? If that's so true, that's so true. No, sir. No, sir. And I'm going to tell you why not. Y'all want to know why not? Why we not finna play that game? Ask me and I'm going to tell you. If you don't ask me, I'm going to still tell you. Okay? Ain't no such thing as if that's her truth. You don't get to lie on somebody else, paint them up like they doing something to you if they didn't do something to you. Now, if the person did something to you, as y'all know, I'm the first one. I will grab receipts. I will run it. If I got to play audio and take notes, which y'all hear live in the chat. But what you cannot do is lie and say somebody doing something to you when they have not done something to you. And then all of a sudden you a victim when people go dig up the proof that you lying. Okay? Now, if Shamea want to say, I don't feel like you supported me in that moment, okay, I can dig that, because then you talking about your feelings. You can say how you felt. Yeah, you gave me flowers, you sent me a card, Porsha, but I didn't feel like you really was for it. I didn't feel like your energy was genuine. Then at that point, then we talking about your truth. But when you say somebody did something or did not do something, when we got proof that they did, that's not your truth. You's a liar. She sat up there and said that girl never congratulated her on getting her peach, only for people to dig out a video. Porsha even dug out a video where she sent you flowers and you was online dancing around showing the flowers the girl about you. That's not a matter of your truth. Who the hell she is, Donald Trump? That was the first person we heard talking about alternative facts all them years back. Either something happened or it didn't. And when you lie, you lose credibility. As my mama say, when you start lying, then we don't know how to believe you. So now, just like when Porsha opened her mouth, I'm going to fact check everything because I done caught you lying. Now, Shamea, we got to treat you the same way. When you open your mouth, fact checking is going to happen. And if we catch you lying, we finna talk about it. What the hell you think this is? You're not exempt from being caught lying. If you lying, we going to catch you. And it's messed up because I didn't think that, honestly, last season, when we started out last season, I thought she was coming in to be kind of funny, kind of cool, laid back. You know, she going to do her thing. That ain't what that girl did. She came in and gave us more of the same that we've been getting from all these women. Lies and foolishness. Aaliyah Brittany said, I hate that her truth, his truth, is even a thing now because it's a way for people to cover up a lie. Baby, the truth is just that, the truth. It is. I can't stand that. I'm like, okay, so now all of y'all is Donald Trump talking about his truth, her truth. Either you telling the truth or you ain't. And the fact that Andy sat there and said it to you and your husband, you didn't refute it in the moment. You waited to say something on social media. Okay, and I'm going to finish letting him talk because you know I don't like him either. Poetic Lyrics say, oh, he made it clear she didn't dispute it with him during the private conversation. Right. She didn't dispute nothing. She waited till she got online, just like she did at the reunion last year when Andy said, no, she definitely wanted her to be on the show. Why she didn't tell Andy during the reunion last year, Andy, that ain't true. So when he talking to you, you nodding and smiling and bobbing your head, and then wait till you at a restaurant in Scotland where y'all throwing hoes around, or wait till you get on social media, and then you want to refute stuff. Girl, bye. Only for her to say the same thing. She just be lying. She tiresome. Exactly. All of them be lying, though. Now, let's keep it funky. All of them be lying. But at least the rest of them be entertaining a little bit in between the lies. You know, unless we talking about Mia Thornton or Drew. Drew's not entertaining to me. I know Drew got a lot of fans, but Drew is not entertaining to me either. But at least try to entertain us in between the lies y'all tell. Gigi say, just like Shamea said, Porsha didn't attend her marriage and lied. Yeah. Baby, the Lord gonna help you every day. But what we not gonna do is uphold no lying and signifying. Because when I caught Angela Oakley lying last year and drug her across the front porch till she ain't had no skin on her knees, I didn't see y'all crying for her. So don't cry for Shamea when she get caught in the lie. Miss Parker say Shamea came in with an agenda. She didn't want her friendship with Porsha. Some things there is no coming back from. Yeah, once y'all start throwing holes and you call her mama a hoe, she call your mama a hoe, child, forget about being friends. That's a wrap. Say, yes, I know for a fact there are multiple interviews of Shamea saying Gerald didn't want to be filmed and others that Gerald didn't want her to do the show. Yeah, that was a story for years. The story that old Porsha ain't want her on the show, that's something new they made up. Yes, and to be on social media threads, X, Instagram, watching to see what we saying. Now you know I'm gonna mess your name up, baby. Satra Del Rey. If I said it wrong, sugar, let me know. I like that picture. Someone please pull up season 25 or season 15, season 16, episode 10. Pampered by Porsha party. Shamea admitted that Porsha gave her receipts that Porsha advocated for Shamea to get a peach. You're gonna have to tell me exactly where to get it, but whatever happened, I believe it. That's the thing. But he took it to the radio auntie and he took it publicly. Why can't she? She can take it public. But my thing is, if you're not going to tell the person who talking to you that's not true, don't come on social media and say that's not true. What it is, she came on social media because Andy was clearing his name. Let us not forget. I don't like Andy. I think he's a racist. I think he is problematic. I think he is an enemy to Black women, and I've always said it. But we're not going to pretend like everybody, even a snake, ain't got a right to defend themselves. Andy said what he said at the reunion. She did not refute or rebut what he said. She waited till she got on this season and called that man a lie on national TV while they're in Scotland throwing hoes around the restaurant. So he don't have a right to say, I went to her and her husband while we was at the premiere, and I was like, it's a lot of talk about, the Porsha of it all and the narrative that she didn't want you on the show. But Shamea, the case always been that your husband didn't want nothing to do with the show. So he don't have a right to defend himself and say, no, I didn't lie. And I went directly to the person who said I lied and repeated to her what really happened. She did not refute it. Now, I may not like Andy Cohen, but he got every right to defend himself. Somebody calling him a liar if this is the one time that he ain't lying. Come on now. Let's be very for real if we're going to be anything at all. Yeah, like, hell no. You ain't getting, I'm not passing out no passes. Like, either you being truthful or you not. Satara say, Satra, why I want to call you Satara, dear. Satra said, Shamea and Gerald said nothing when Andy repeated it on the podcast. She felt forced to address Andy. She had to address it because she know most of the narratives that she running is only running through social media. So it's like, in order to keep the people in social media who being delusional about her, she got to come on there and, oh no, Andy, that's not true, and this, that, and whatever. Okay? Not Kelli and Shamea's doom and gloom. Now, y'all done call Angel and Kiana in Potomac madness and sadness. Now, these two doom and gloom. Oh, Lord. Hey, Elise, I'm from Chicago and never saw it for Drew Lugener. Baby, me neither. I ain't from Chicago, but I sure ain't see it for her. Not from day one. But I'm going to say this, like by her second season, Elise, I felt bad for her because it felt like everybody was kind of ganging up on Drew. Now, I'm going to say that. I didn't like her. I didn't like that she came on the show making up stuff, trying to fake scenes with her lavender husband, Ralph. God forgive me. But I didn't like that it felt like Drew was kind of being picked on. Satra Del Rey. Okay, thank you, baby. Thank you for being like number 87, and thank you for being patient with me, messing up on pronouncing your name, but I will never get it wrong no more. But yeah, I didn't like that. But once we got past that part of it all, and looking back, maybe they weren't picking. I think it may have been, some stuff that maybe we didn't see, and it just looked like everybody was going at her. I didn't like that. I really didn't like it. B-Licious said I like Drew and was rooting for her to turn things around. Yeah, somebody got to like them. I don't really like none of them. And y'all know for the most part, I can tell you chapter and verse why I don't like each lady. I just, I just don't like them. Blue Devil Babe said, I said earlier this week, she better stop trying Andy because he's petty and she'll end up with a friend contract. Yep. He's very petty and he does little nice, nasty stuff. He really does. Andy's not a nice person either. Gigi said, Drew fit right in with these chicks. They all delusional. No, I ain't finna go there. Drew is in a class of her own with her weirdness, and I don't think Drew is delusional. I think Drew just be lying for the hell of lying. Some of the stuff Drew lie about don't even make sense. Red says Shamea play into the audience. If the people think one narrative that benefit her, she will fall in play. just to stay a victim. And I agree. Michelle Gray said everyone at some point get dragged. Nene, Phaedra, Marlo, Candy. Why not Shamea? Oh no, because Shamea is not allowed to be critiqued, even when you catch her dead wrong. The people who like her say if you point out anything wrong she doing, how dare you? Look what y'all doing to Shamea. Hey, Ann McKinney, how you doing, girl? Thank you for being 128. Like I said, when I drag Porsha, don't nobody say nothing. When I drag Angela Oakley, ain't nobody say nothing. I done drug Drew. I had a couple people try to pull the victim card for Drew, and I drug her anyway. Shamea Morton is no different to me. You gonna get drugged too. If I catch you wrong, you're just wrong. Hey, Miss Diane, say if anyone knew she couldn't film in the house, it's production. Hello, good night. That's all I'm saying. Let me let this pale man keep talking. Let me let him finish up.
Shamea, something that's not been discussed much, which to me was always the big barrier of you joining the show, was that Gerald wanted nothing to do with it, and he didn't want you shooting at your house, Sterling Hall, and that was the case. Also, that was part of the real story about why Shamea was not a housewife sooner. And I was saying to Gerald, and I have to say, Shamea was there. And about why Shamea was not a housewife sooner. And I was saying to Gerald, I said, when you show up, it's really great. And it was nice. I had never met him. The HVAC king. He's the HVAC king. About why Shamea was not.
Yeah. So he ain't say nothing bad about him. He just cleared it up because, like I said, Shamea sat over there with Porsha and them in Scotland, throwing hoes around them Clear People restaurant. And it has basically said Andy lied on the reunion last year. And apparently Andy's not allowed to defend himself. If Shamea lie on you, whoever you are, do not defend yourself, because if you do, you attacking Shamea. Just let her lie on you, apparently. I'm not sure who made up that rule. I don't know who made that rule up, but apparently that's the new rule. Right, Blue Devil Babe? I believe the Powder Ranger too. I believe the Powder Ranger, and at least you're right. Anybody say something, apparently we colorists. It don't matter how much we cut for and love black women. It don't matter if you a dark-skinned black woman yourself. If you hold Shamea accountable for anything she did, you colorist. Shamea play victim, real good crocodile tears. Child, but sometimes a tear don't even drop. She just be holding napkins. Holding random napkins. Yes. Okay. Satra says, here's a gift for being fair. I am new to the channel. Your breakdowns are epic. RHOA are known for fun shades. Shamea made the screen sad. Woo, girl. Thank you so much for the super chat. This is my second support of the whole day. It's 2, right? Yeah. So this is my second support of the whole day. I appreciate you, sis. And I try to be fair. But that's why I always tell y'all, like, if I drag your favorite today, I may drag the one you don't like tomorrow. So just stay tuned, because I'm going to drag them all at some point, because ain't none of them no good. DT, thank you for the super chat. Andy sound like he about to do bedroom action with a toucan in Brazil. Powder Diaries. DT, thank you for the super chat with your crazy self. This is my third support of the whole day. Thank you so much. Who we got? This my sis. Run me my coins. Hey, sis. Thank you so much for the super chat. My sister say she got something on my drink. That's my girl. Let me set her heart back now. Because you already know your girl going to get a little sip. You know I'm going to get a sip. Because that's who I am. I'm going to get a sip now. Thank you so much, y'all. I got 4 supporters today. I feel special. I feel loved, okay? And that means a lot, because I know sometimes I might step on a toe or two because I got to call things the way I see it. So let's look at what Shamea said in response. My husband has never had a problem with me filming at our home or with our children. Andy didn't mention your children. Why are you mentioning children? Andy ain't said nothing about your children. Don't make me defend Andy Cohen, because I don't like him, okay? He never had a problem with me filming at our home or with our children, which he didn't say. He just never wanted to be on the show. Girl, he didn't want you on the show. Shamea, that's been the story for so long. Even I knew that. When she first got on the show and Candy was like, oh, I'm taking credit for getting Shamea on the show. Like, oh, somebody else should have done it. And I remember saying then, but Shamea said for the longest, them people been wanted her on the show. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all remember that. I remember for years, them people have been saying, they've been saying that they wanted her on the show. She couldn't get on the show because her husband didn't want her there. It wasn't because them people didn't want her. Nashina, that was you? Thank you, sis. My sister sent me a drink. Mama, buy you a drink. Ooh. I found out that is not what he was saying. I found out it was not ooh, it was and then but I'm going to keep saying ooh. Okay? Thank you again, sis. Poetic Lyrics say Shamea, the narrative has blown up in your face at this point. You should let it go. But she won't. That's the one thing I'm saying about Shamea. Like, even when she get caught in a lie, she try to tell another lie to flex up out of it. Brooklyn Queen for you. Hey, boo, thank you for being 131. Say, at the Chris and Usher concert. Oh, you over there at the knots and bumps concert. Because one of them will put a knot upside your head and the other one will give you them bumps. Be careful over there. Be careful. Be careful. You need a hazmat suit and a helmet at the knots and bumps. But have fun, baby. Detroit girl say, Andy not lying. I believe her husband finally allowed her to come on the show because he thought his friend Simon was going to be on the show too. And that's what I think too. That's exactly what I think, Detroit girl. They did not see that divorce coming because I don't think Porsha told nobody but her mama. I think Diane and Porsha put their heads together and maybe a couple of their cousins and was like, he ain't finna see these divorce papers coming, and they and ran in there, and he couldn't even prepare for it. Symmetry, hey boo, thank you for being 135. I'm glad you made it. Listen, okay. I'm so glad you made it to the front porch, girl. This is where we be gossiping. This is where it happens at over here. I see the one. So y'all remember that. Y'all remember when that was the story. That's what we heard about it. The people been wanted Shamea on the show. It wasn't like, oh, Shamea wanted to get on the show so bad and Porsha blocking her or somebody blocking her and all this other stuff. Them people been wanted Shamea on the show. All this time. Shamea wasn't on that show because of Mr. Gerald. And I'm not dissing Mr. Gerald. That's a successful man. He make his money. He's somebody. He got every right for feeling like he don't want to. Lauren Brown, this your birthday, girl? Wait just a minute. Hold on, y'all. I didn't know this was Lauren Brown's birthday. Hold on. But yeah, that man had every right, to not want her on the show, keep his private life private, because y'all know people that got real money, they don't really like all that attention like that. So I just feel like, it's wild to me that this is what she going with. All of a sudden, the story changed. Now it's not Porsha. It's not her husband who Ben ain't wanted you on the show. It was Porsha somehow that kept you off the show. Girl, stop. In real life, stop. Like, you ain't embarrassed to be doing that? I would be embarrassed to do that. Like, everybody ain't seen you on multiple interviews saying that your husband wasn't with it. See, I still can't believe they're accusing people of being colorist and we don't like Shamea. We're not allowed to think a dark-skinned woman is cringe. No, we got to pretend like she's great. Even if we catch you lying, if we see you being corny, if we see you doing slimy stuff like calling old ladies hoes and whatnot, we can't speak on none of that. We got to pretend like we ain't see it. Poetic Lyrics say, yeah, to the knots and bumps. That's right. The Chris Brown and Usher, that's the knots and bumps concert. One of them gonna put a knot upside your head, and the other one gonna put a bump on your tail. Be careful over there. And they be humping on people on the stage. You leave that concert itching. Don't tell me about it. Watch yourself. Keep your head on the swivel. Michelle Gray says Shamea just want to blame Porsha for everything, apparently, and it's weird. Okay, I done told y'all. I don't know why them people act like they think Porsha God or something. I'm not dissing Porsha. The Porsha fans don't come for me because I'm gonna send you back. But she just ain't God. Her name is not Jesus. She ain't even Deputy Jesus. Cetra say they said it's Simon's house. Well, it's Gerald's house. If Shamea was not allowed to film in the house, asking for a friend, that's a fair question. Deborah Randall, thank you for the super chat, girl. She said another sip. Listen, We always got room for a sip. When I can't eat, I can drink something. Okay. Red say, notice her A wasn't on that show when Porsha was gone for a couple years, but Candy had the power. Hello. Why Candy didn't get her on that end? Oh, I know why. Because it wasn't about the cast. It was about her husband, as it should have been. Because that's the man she took vows with. Tetra say that makes sense. Shia is small and Shiloh just born, an infant. I can see Gerald not wanting cameras and Jeremy clear people in the house. I can too. I got a lot of respect for that dude. Dude seemed real laid back. He seemed like he loved his children. He loved his family. I don't see what the problem is. I don't see why anybody could turn that into a thing. The man seemed like a real good husband, real good daddy. Yeah, all of that. So if you wasn't on the show, and we know that the people in charge wanted Shamea on the show, and they absolutely did want Shamea on that show, and we all know that to be a fact, that they wanted Shamea on that show. Shamea, you weren't there because of your husband. Mr. Gerald said no, and you did what you should have done at that time, which was respect your husband, which is what you should do now when he's telling you he don't want to see you having love scenes and sex scenes with men. Respect your husband. I'm not understanding what the problem is. I don't understand what the problem is. Maybe I'm slow. Maybe I'm slow. It could be me. I'm not the smartest girl in the room. I'm not the brightest bulb in the box. But I'm just saying, I don't really understand what we're doing here. I don't understand what we're supposed to be doing here. Okay. Right. Because Simon was supposed to be on that show. Okay. Put a 2 in the chat if y'all remember, because I hope you do. Put a 2 in the chat if y'all remember when Porsha was supposed to be coming back and she did this whole thing and was like, Porsha Williams coming back to RHOA. Who said that? I don't know about that. But Porsha Guabadia is coming back. So she was marketing herself as coming back with Simon. She made a decision on the dime to file that divorce. Y'all remember that? Put a 2 if y'all remember that. Now that's what happened. That's what freaking Fraganackle happened. That's what happened. He 9 times out of 10 did think that Simon was going to be there. And, he might have been able to film with somebody that he actually knew and was comfortable with. And it just didn't work out that way because Porsha didn't alert nobody. She claimed that Simon tried to get her to sign some paperwork and stuff while they was in Dubai. And she was like, I don't know. I felt like that was not my husband that I was looking at. Yeah, you knew that man was finna scam you and get your name on some paperwork, and you was finna really be on the hook for some money. Now that's why you went and filed them papers, Porsha. Please don't make me get started on her, because I will. Now, y'all, I just pinned a birthday message to the top for D. Lauren Brown. It's her birthday. Y'all know on the porch, it's a tradition. It is a tradition that cash out them tools and fuse, nothing too small. Y'all know that is our version over here of pinning that good dollar to your blouse and telling you we love you and happy birthday, girl. Glad you made it another year around the sun. Now, Miss Diane say, too, Porsha Guabadia is in the house. Right. That's what she said. Porsha Guabadia is in the house. She made sure of announcing that. So that gave everybody the impression that they was finna really get both of them on the show. Everybody was going to get to be messy and be able to ask all kind of questions about Simon and Porsha and Fallon and the pool boy and all the mess. That's what everybody thought it was finna be. And then Porsha jumped up and filed that divorce petition and everything. The rest is history. We know how it went, right? Simple. But for her to act like we didn't all see for all these years that, girl, the people wanted you on the show. The executives over at Bravo liked you. They wanted you on the show. You had been on the show so much as a friend. Them people was ready to move you into that spot. Like, that's just the truth. And cut the crap, please and thank you. So hold on. Then Porsha responded. I don't think it's on this page. It may be on this page. I don't know. It is. Is it? No. Yeah, it is. Okay, so this is where the Shamea fans was really disturbed, because after she made that comment, Porsha put up the red light and she responded. Porsha said, now you implying Andy lying for the second time. So she pointed out, yeah, Andy lied. You said Andy lied the first time. And she put up the red light, like, hold on, ring the alarm. Now you saying Andy lying for the first time. She said, first, Andy already confirmed that I tried for years to get you on RHOA as a full-time housewife. And then second, Andy is saying that the real reason, which hasn't been discussed until now, is that Gerald ain't want you filming in the home. Yet here you are saying that Andy lying again. You are the liar, steady stirring false narratives. See, there go that word narratives again. There go that word narratives again, because Porsha wasn't using the word narratives at first either. She wasn't either. Them people be watching y'all on social media, okay? I'm going to just tell y'all that in case you didn't know. Those of you all who are in social media, in the comment sections on Twitter, Threads, Instagram, Facebook, wherever, understand y'all are also part of the show. I'm going to say it again. Understand that y'all are also part of the show. Them people watch y'all, and then they go back and repeat what they see y'all say. Whatever y'all come up with that sound good, that's what they go with. That's what they go with. Kelli started calling Porsha Horsha because y'all said it on social media. Them people is not originals. They get stuff from y'all. They get it from y'all. Belicious said, yep, and they watching you too, Nitra. They better not be watching me, because I be saying stuff that they don't need to repeat. You know, we caught Mia Thornton trying to steal something from me, and I'm like, I don't like you good enough. Now, when Karen Huger copied me, I felt honored, because I love Miss Karen, okay? Karen is a mess, but I like her. So when she caught on that I was calling Robin Dixon Lil Robert, and she called her Lil Robert, oh, baby, I was tickled to the core. I ain't even finna hold you. I was. But yeah, they watch us and they run back and repeat what we say, okay? They run back and repeat what we say. That's all right, sis. You welcome. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. Yeah, they be copying y'all. I just said, y'all part of the show. Porsha was not calling nothing no narrative. Porsha saw us saying that in social media because we saw through Shamea's stuff. And if we're going to be honest, and you know I'm going to be honest, I saw through Shamea crap way before Porsha did last year. Porsha was around there acting like a deer in the headlights, so maybe she wasn't acting. I called it from the scene that Shamea sat down with Drew and them in that studio, and Drew made that comment about, y'all could end up paying for Polaris College. I said then, Shamea full of crap. Because if you talking about that's your sister, and that heifer had said something like that about that girl child, or making slick comments, you would have went right upside her head. If you didn't pop her, you would have at the very least cussed her funny, short neck, having tail out. You would have did that. But you didn't, because that's not really your sister. You don't cut for her like that. You want to pretend to be her friend and then have to feed people stuff on the girl. So no matter what she do, it look like, oh, you just so innocent. You just so naive, and you a victim. And it's the big, mean, bad, big leg Porsha. She coming to get you. All that. Nah, man. I've been seen through that girl. No, ma'am. Blessed woman of God says Shamea always been sneaky, even as a friend of. Show hell, because we all remember her sitting up showing Sheree them text messages back then, and sitting up there with Candy and Carmen them while they was dragging Porsha through the mud. I remember that. Belicious say, me too. I saw Shamea for who she was when she was over there with Candy in the game. Yep, when that was her besties. Oh yeah. Red said, I think Porsha, I guess, saw through Shamea years ago with the Candy mess. Yeah, but last season, Porsha ain't see that girl coming, because Porsha was up there listening to her looking dumb when Drew said this and that. And so Porsha ditzy tail focusing on what Drew said, but her mama had to hip her to some hot game. You better be careful, because the dog bring a bone, carry one. Okay, I knew what you meant with the besties. Yep. So a lot of the Shamea fans was mad, like, why Porsha talking? I saw people on YouTube saying Porsha trying to get Shamea fired. No, Shamea trying to get Shamea fired. Now, what I will say Porsha was doing was playing the social media game, which she really hadn't been doing too much this season during the show. But I don't know. I feel like I see a shift in Porsha. I think Porsha was waiting until everybody saw the hoe off. I don't know a better way to put it, y'all. They was both calling each other mama's hoes and making me uncomfortable. But after that hoe off in Scotland, I think she wanted everybody to see the episode with the hoe off before she came with the come on. Because for all intents and purposes, we had, the Shamea fans, which are really people who just don't like Porsha, which is weird to me because I don't like Porsha, but that ain't finna make me like Shamea either. But I'm just cantankerous, apparently. Hey, Shonda, thank you for being 144. But I digress. I think it was a lot of conversation about, Porsha doing something to her. Y'all just can't see it. Porsha doing something to Shamea. Y'all just can't see it. And I'm like, we looking at this girl, avoid her. We looking at her, even avoid conversations about her. Okay, so no, it's behind the scenes. And I'm like, all us watching from the same side of the television. So how y'all seeing something behind the scenes we don't see? Carrie Clark, thank you for being 146. Shy Fire, thank you for being 145. Boo, hey, 3 Buckhead. What's going on? Welcome. And so, say you right, Shamea trying to get Shamea fired. Exactly. But this is the thing that I think is interesting, right? Now we see what it looked like if Porsha sniping at you. This ain't no behind closed doors. I think after the whole aired, and then she saw people calling her mama all type of stuff. This old lady, I still don't know how y'all do that. That is crazy to me. But she saw people talking about her child and calling her mama Dirty Diane. And I'm like, y'all know y'all ain't heard nothing about that lady. Y'all don't know nothing about that old lady. We not old like that. Whatever went on back in, whatever period of history, we don't know nothing about that to be talking about that lady like that. Like, I'm just not finna do it. But after she saw that, I think after that happened, Porsha like, nah, I'm not finna play with you and duck and dodge and avoid you while you pretend I'm doing something to you, even though people see I'm not doing nothing to you. I think Porsha done took her gloves off. That's what I think done went on. Yeah, I think it's on after that. I think that's what we seeing with this, her making this comment like, oh, you want to act like I'm doing something? Let me show you what it looked like when I'm doing something. Okay. Hey, Neo Aries, thank you for being 149. So something else funny happened. Something else funny happened over there at the premiere for the Ultimate Girls Trip 20-year reunion or whatever the hell they calling it, right? Brian said, I don't understand the hate. I never liked Kenya, but I want to see her win. Hello, good night. Y'all know I ain't never been able to stand Kenya, but I was never sitting up praying on that lady downfall or like happy because the business folded or nothing like that. She still got a child to raise. She still got bills to pay. You ain't going to catch me doing that. Gigi says, Shamea don't even know why herself. She can't point to nothing. That's why Shamea drug the mamas into it, which was trashy. That was some trashy stuff, man. Team Shamea is getting Shamea fired. Yeah. I mean, the good news is she ain't gonna lose no money. Even if she don't have a job, she not gonna lose no money because her husband does very well. AP says she definitely took her gloves off, and I don't blame her. I don't either. But during the Ultimate Girls Trip reunion, not reunion, the 20-year anniversary, whatever the hell they call it. Why all the Bravo ladies is up there doing their version of Porsha's text message to Shamea? Did y'all see that? I'm talking about Teresa Giudice, all them other clear ladies, Karen Huger, Stacey Rush, Ashley in her forehead, everybody up there. I'm not coming to your D party. You are sick as F. Now move along. Enjoy. All of them did their own version of it like they was reading for an acting class. I said, oh my God. Now Shamea done brought out a text message again during season trying to play victim, and you done became the butt of the joke? Girl, if Shamea flop any harder, honey, she gonna mess around and have to call the ambulance because you don't show no more text messages while Shamea is there, and Porsha participated in it. And when that happened, when I seen not only did they do it, that Porsha participated in it as well, to me it gave you telling people I'm a mean girl. Let me show you what mean girl look like. That's what it gave me. I was just like, whoa, what am I looking at? At least Drew never went whining and playing victim. Drew definitely played victim, but she didn't do it to the level that Shamea did. There was no content creators on the payroll or on the tape trying to push weird narratives about Drew. Drew just played victim during the season, you know, and she cut it off at the season. She did not take it to social media and start, you know, doing bots and content creators telling us that the fire truck was blue and so was the stop sign when we looking at it be red. DS say Shamea no RHOA is the only way she'll ever be seen because nobody wants to hear her. Howl. Not howl. Hey, DS, that's a 19-second violation. Hey, Mary Adams, thank you so much. Is that Mary or Myra? Mary Adams, thank you for being 156. Now she gonna need a resurrection. I think all the gloves are off with Porsha. The note she sent about that party was letting Shamea know the game was on. I think so. But did y'all see the clip where the paparazzi was trying to ask Porsha something about Shamea, and Porsha just was flinging her hair and acting like she ain't even heard them people talking to her? I said, whoa, that was a real stylish way of saying, don't ask me about her. Did y'all see that? Or y'all didn't see that? Let me see if I can find that and pull that up, because I was like, dang, Porsha really doing the thing now. She acts like she gonna just fall into it. Like if you say I'm being mean, you say I'm, you know, being dismissive, you say I'm shining on you, I'm finna do all of that. That's what it looked like to me. Let me see if I can find it, because that was a mess. Y'all put a 6 in the chat if y'all saw that, because I was kind of thrown. I was like, whoa, Porsha ain't playing, huh? Like, dang, y'all call her a mean girl. Now she gonna actually be one. I ain't gonna say she was being mean, but it was like obvious. Like, I'm not even finna pretend to, you know, be gracious or, oh, everything's fine, or, you know, we just gonna leave it like that. If I could find that, we gonna look at that, because that was like obvious shade. That was obvious shade. Like loud shade. Super loud. Super duper loud. Okay. That was crazy, actually. So the fact that them ladies is all up there doing the ultimate girls trip, the lines from the text message, bad enough, you know, Cynthia talking about the standard, Kelli trying to play it off. I just don't know. Hold on. Maybe I can't find it. I could have sworn that should have been one that was easy to find. Let me give it one more quick second. Either I can grab it or I can't. Hold on. Hold on. I'm gonna give it another quick minute. Either I can get my hands on it quickly or not. But yeah, I think Porsha, I think y'all right. Porsha done took her gloves off. She gonna show the girl what being nasty actually look like, because I think this is her saying, like, I was being nice before and you pretended I did something to you. Now I'm actually gonna be a little nasty. Because her joining in on reading the text message and cutting up, I think that was kind of obvious that she's no longer interested in playing nice. I was like, wow, okay, that's an interesting way to, you know, to take things and to handle it. But, you know, it's kind of okay, I guess, because, you know, once you start throwing holes, oh, Porsha got it on her page. So let me go there. But it was messy enough. It was messy enough to they know that she's just, you know, no longer interested in giving beauty pageant answers, and ain't gonna do it. Girl, let me share this screen, y'all. Hey, silly boy. Thank you for being 122. Y'all, let me share the screen. This right here is what I'm talking about.
Weird question. I throw it out there. You and Shamea, are you guys ever gonna maybe get through?
Oh yeah.
Come on, girl.
Yes. Beautiful.
I guess that's the answer for my question. I know it's a weird question. Gotta throw it out there. You and Shamea, are you guys ever gonna maybe get through?
Oh yeah.
Come on, girl.
Yes.
Yeah, they tried to ask her about Shamea. She literally turned her head and started posing, striking poses, flipping her hair in the breeze. I do like that wig, though. I do like that wig. I would like to have one of them wigs in case anybody is feeling generous. I would definitely like to have me one of them wigs. I like the hair that's kind of bushy, got a little texture to it. But I digress. That's not why we here. That's not why we here. But yeah, by the time somebody asked this girl about this girl, and she, before it was the beauty pageant answers, oh, we're just gonna leave that where it is. We're fine the way it is. Nah, it's nothing. It's dust. It's straight up dust. Right. That's the way I took it too, Deborah. I thought she was giving her butt to kiss regarding Shamea. That's exactly what it looked like. As soon as that girl mentioned Shamea, Porsha went and flung that big old wig. I mean, she flung that big old wig. And next thing you know, she went to striking poses. Hey, Cassandra Zika, thank you for being 161, sis. Listen, I don't blame her either, but I'm just pointing out the fact that you got Shamea fans like, oh, she trying to get her fired. No, Shamea trying to get herself fired. What we're seeing with Porsha Williams is Porsha letting us know she don't give a darn no more. She not finna play nice. She ain't finna say nothing nice. She finna really be acting. She finna be acting up. Now, that's the way I took it because I don't know how else you can take that. I don't know any other way you could take that. Okay, so now let's get into something else. So we got to stop sharing this screen because I got to share another screen. Okay, hold on. Let me pull something up. So Porsha Williams done announced that the house is officially her house. So now we already knew the house had been awarded to her. And we saw on the clip where she was shading Kelli, telling Kelli, oh, the house was awarded to me. We know you're not familiar with them terms, awarded to, because ain't nothing been awarded to Kelli during that divorce. And I don't approve of that. I don't like Kelli, but she was married to that man all them years. She ought to be able to get something for her trouble. And at the very least, I was very happy to hear that he had to pay $31,000 in back child support to keep from going to jail. They locked him up, arrested him in open court, and he had to pay a $31,000 purge or stay in jail. Now, I was very happy to hear that. I may not like Kelli, but I don't like the idea about no man getting over on no woman, especially when you got 3 head of children in her house and you don't feel like you're supposed to help, support, or nothing else. I don't care what she was as a wife. I don't care what she was in a marriage. Them children need to be provided for regardless. And you having a problem with who she is as a wife or woman or whatever, that is your problem. You picked her. You chose her. And those of us who only watched her for two seasons, we can tell that the nothing on Kelli is loud. So you chose all that nothing. Now, all of a sudden, you think you don't have to support your children because you don't like her? Who the hell do you think you are? I was tickled to the core when Phaedra said he had to pay 31 racks just to get up out of jail. Right, political junkie? Won't he do it? Won't he do it? I was so happy to see that he had to pay that money because, again, who the hell do you think you are? Your children have to be provided for every day, whether you like they mammy or not. Okay? So I was real happy about that. I was. But the fact that she, Simon House, instead of you sitting up there trying to make her feel bad for winning, girl, you goofy as hell. You are projecting because you're bitter and resentful because that man you married is evil as hell and he don't want to do right by you. He don't want to do right by you. So instead of you just being like indifferent to her, because why her divorce settlement don't have nothing to do with you. But her getting awarded that house was upsetting Kelli. Simon House, get out Simon House, get a man his house, Simon House. Ain't no his house, honey. He signed paperwork. And at the end of the day, you should have got your paperwork in order instead of walking around there being all titties and gums. My bad. But I did mean it. I meant that. I did. So anyway, we finds out because Porsha done went and let TMZ know, and TMZ done went and pulled the court documents. So you know we finna look on TMZ.com, don't you? Because TMZ, one thing about Harvey finna go read the papers from the court. Harvey finna read the papers from the court. So we're gonna find out what was said over there to the court. Let's share the screen again. Because it was a lot of talk from a lot of ignorant folks online, and I like the court documents. I don't really care about how you feel about it. Number one, I don't understand people wanting women to get screwed over in divorces. That don't even make sense to me. I don't want no woman to get screwed, as in ever. Let's see if I get back. Is it struggling? It's showing it is connected. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. Maybe TMZ got something that blocks theirs. Oh, no. Hold on. Let me see if I can make it stop first. And then we'll try again. Let's see if we can try it again. It's sticking. Am I sticking, y'all? Right, AP that like the girl owed him some money. And I don't understand it myself because I'm just like, hell, he signed the papers. Y'all went and got married. Ain't nobody asked me if they should get married. I don't know them people like that. But if y'all got married, he signed the papers. Why do we not want the girl to get the money? Can anybody explain why we don't want the girl to get the money? At least I'm serious. She's sitting up there all titties and gums, buying clothes that don't fit well instead of making sure that paperwork was right. Okay? Child, I seen that VJ. You say she has since taken it down. Gerald ain't said that. Shamea went and grabbed that man's phone and typed that in there. But look, so this what TMZ said, y'all, about the house and Porsha and Simon and all of that. So Porsha Williams sweeps divorce battle. I want y'all to bear in mind and remember now, Harvey is a lawyer. So it's not like he's somebody that can't read legal papers. Harvey's a lawyer, a whole one. Porsha Williams sweep divorce battle, secures deed to multi-million-dollar home, right? Exclusive. There's a picture of Porsha and Shrek. Okay? I mean, Grandpa Simon and his missing neck. So Harvey and them done said, huge win for Porsha Williams. She scored a 7-figure divorce settlement and the house. Now, this is the part that you got to get. It's and the house. It wasn't just the house. It was a 7-figure divorce settlement and the house from her ex, Simon Guobadia. And she told the judge he agreed to quickly pay up the other money he owes. Okay, TMZ learned. According to court documents, because remember now, that's all that matters is the court document. Don't nothing else count but what's in the paperwork and what the judge done said. Okay, so now, according to the court documents, obtained by TMZ, Porsha says Simon transferred his interest in the Atlanta mansion they once shared to Porsha through a quitclaim deed. Okay. Porsha says Simon also agreed Porsha is entitled to $1,568,181.63 in reimbursement from his share of the property's equity, and further agreed to give Porsha the title to the 2021 Rolls-Royce Ghost. Okay, now let's talk about this for a brief minute, and I'm going to tell you why. Didn't I tell y'all? Now, see, don't you do that. Miss Florida Evans was a beautiful and classy and graceful woman. Ain't nothing about Simon can even remotely compare to the late, great Miss Esther Rolle. Esther Rolle was a beautiful lady. She was a classic lady. But didn't I tell y'all when Simon was going over there on different podcasts, not podcasts, but other content creators bragging about he ain't gonna pay the alimony of $40,000 a month. He ain't gonna pay the mortgage on the house. I'm not gonna pay. Well, guess what, y'all? Guess what? That's what I told y'all was gonna happen is what the court is saying. That she's entitled to $1,586,181.63 in what reimbursement? Where is it gonna come from? His share of the property's equity. I told y'all from the beginning, put a 2 in the chat if y'all remember me telling you when they was running around bragging, Simon say he ain't gonna pay. Kiki. Simon say he ain't gonna pay. Kiki. I told y'all then, put a 2 in the chat if y'all remember me telling you that's not a flex, because then if the house sells, a part of the equity that you're supposed to get, Simon, they're just gonna take the money out of your equity. They're just going to take the money out of your equity. You owe 200 racks to the lawyer. He's going to get that out of your equity. So if that girl refinanced that house, right? And let's just say it's $3 million come out of the refi. 1.5 of that already belonged to her. And you owe her 1.5. Guess how much money coming to you, Simon? Nothing. And then he gonna take his funny looking greasy headed tail online talking about she inherited $8 million in debt. Boy, the price of that house, she don't mind having the debt because she the one paying the mortgage. Remember, you was bragging about not paying it. So that means all the money that she's paid, she's got to be reimbursed, because according to the court, Simon, you were supposed to be paying the mortgage all the way through 2027. And if you do not pay through 2027, when that house sells or refinances, all of your equity is going to be forfeited into Porsha's pocket because she been paying the mortgage. And I want y'all to keep in mind, Neon Aries say, so Simon's bills was just reimbursable expenses. Yes. And I want y'all to bear in mind, Porsha went, and the house that still had the payment on it, she done sold that, took the equity, and bought Diana's house outright. So what that gives is now she don't have to pay 2 mortgages. She can afford to pay 1. Now she just paying the 1. She chilling now because she was paying 2. The house her mama was staying in and the one she's staying in. She done sold that, bought Diana's house outright, no mortgage. So now the only mortgage she paying is the one her and her baby sleeping in. And now she got the title to the house and the deed to the car. You done agreed the settlement is there for 1.5 plus for over $1.5 million for the alimony and the mortgage that you ain't paid. Simon, you played yourself. Bad enough you can't come back to America. You can't come back to America. And we know you want to be here because them people deported you one other time and you snuck back over here. So bad enough you can't come back. You put the money down for the house. We already know pimping Porsha ain't put no money down for the house. She had you put the money down for the house. Now she got the house. She done got rid of one of her mortgages. All she got is this one. And every mortgage payment that she done paid from the time that she been in that house and y'all filed for divorce, you got to reimburse every dime of it. Simon, this is embarrassing. You've been scamming too many years not to know how to tie up your loose ends. You've been scamming too long not to know how to tie up your loose ends. You done ran into a girl from Decatur that everybody say ain't that bright, and that's who played you, honey. Neo Aries say, I love that for Porsha. I love seeing FBA women come up. Me too. Especially when somebody think they about to be praying on them. Because he thought, Porsha dumb, I'm going to pray on her. I'm going to get her to sign some stuff, put some stuff in her name. And that girl, she did the dash on him. 1 minute, she talking about, I'm his piece. He all mine. And 6 days later, literally 6 days later, that heifer went and filed them papers. Yep, Decatur told Nigeria up this time, baby. AP say, and now she has a better chance to refinance by selling the other property, right? Because they gonna look at her debt to income ratio. She done got rid of that other mortgage. That heifer done put herself in a winning position. Blessed woman of God say, plus Porsha has a good lawyer. He won for Todd, Nene, and Porsha. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Simon also need to bills. I mean, had he paid the bill, he wouldn't be on the hook for 1.5 million plus 1.5 million plus, because that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. Hell, B stay winning. Say Simon is a scammer and Porsha scammed him. But did she really though, sis? I know we don't really do the Black Mamba over here like that, but did she really playing? Because apparently, according to the court documents, they hashed out their prenup over 9 months. So during the course of 9 months, Simon didn't have a lawyer to look at it and agree to what he wanted to do. Because what Porsha got is what was in the prenup. It ain't like she outsmarted him or nothing. You had 9 months in your lawyer. She had 9 months in her lawyer. Now, that's what it say. Now, according to TMZ, they say under the agreement, Porsha has full authority to refinance the home or sell it, either one, in a commercially reasonable manner, meaning she can't sell it for under what it's worth. She got to at least sell it for, right for price. You can't sell it to somebody for $1 or something crazy like that. And she could do it without him or arbitrator being involved. She got full control over how she sell it. And the docs say Porsha and Simon confirmed the settlement terms under oath. So they was both available him via camera, of course, because he ain't allowed back in the country. So they both was there, confirmed the settlement terms under oath during the August 5th hearing. So this happened 3 days ago, telling the judge the agreement resolved all their remaining issues. So now ain't no more issues, which is funny. So it's like, Simon, you still online trying to win on social media, baby. Social media don't help you. And don't you realize by now, Simon, foundational Black people, we don't care nothing about you talking about she a hoe. We don't care nothing about that. We don't care nothing about you coming on here to say I'm still winning. We don't care because you had to say it from over there. You can't come over here and say it. We don't care. We don't care. We like to see women win. Most of us, we just want to see the sister get the money. That's all. I mean, I would say I'm sorry, but I'm not. Not after he had people all in his comment section calling us Akatas, and he was liking the comment. I guess this Akata girl got their house after you put all the money in it. And you signed that prenup after 9 months with a lawyer. And you got people saying she called ICE on you. I don't know whether she did or she didn't. What I do know is if you know you ain't had no paperwork, and you know you done been deported before, and you know you came back under a fake name, and you know you couldn't get no papers because you was here under a fake name and false pretenses, that you shouldn't have been on national television and trying to beef with people on social media. That's what I know. But if she did call ICE, the ice cream man, on you, if she did call the ice cream truck on you, then I guess you got played by that Akata girl. Since y'all like to call people Akatas, I guess that Akata girl tore your neck off. I guess she found it and she stepped on it. Michelle Gray said Porsha was good to him. He wrong. I mean, she was nice enough to, try to help him lose weight and fix his teeth. She even shined up his head because he had ashy spots on his scalp. Porsha was over there with that wax, like she was waxing a bowling ball, just spitting and shining and everything. Wasn't even telling nobody he had a broke jammy. Fallon had told everybody, but Porsha ain't tell nobody till they broke up. Then she just put up the definition of erectile dysfunction, and he lost his mind. Brian say that's how you read somebody, Nitra. Say it from over there. Say it from over there. You can't come over here and say it, We can hear you say it real loud. Holler it over the ocean. We gonna hear you. I swear we gonna hear you. Mm-hmm. If he wasn't butthurt, he wouldn't be commenting. Hello. That's it's spelled AKATA. It's a derogatory term. It's a racial slur for Black Americans. Yeah. So a lot of people like Simon who lust after Black American, foundational Black American women, who imitate Black American men, who cosplay and clothe themselves in Black American culture, they will sit up and call us all kind of slurs. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And people were in Simon's comment section calling us Akatas, and he was liking comments. So I'm just like, ooh, child. Ooh, chile. Ooh, that's that hurt, honey. That's that hurt. Deborah Randa said some content creators I was watching was saying she put her mom's new home in the LLC. Well, of course she did. Smart move. Hell yes. But that lets you know some people ain't ever owned anything, and they don't realize that's an extra layer of protection. Mm-hmm. Oh, yes. Mm-hmm. I was worried about Porsha marrying that dude. I was too, because I felt like he was using roots. I still feel that way. Gaby said, oh no, I never heard of it. Yeah, it's a Nigerian thing. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Just like the Somalis sit up and call us Jarirs, and the Mexicans sit up and call us Mayates. Everybody got a slur for us. Everybody got a slur for Black Americans, but somehow they won't leave us alone. They just won't leave us alone. White folk call us a bunch of stuff. I mean, they got a variety of stuff they call us, and they won't leave us alone either. Ain't that something? It's just amazing, ain't it? Mm-hmm. Yeah, shocking. Elisa say, my home in a trust, you got to be smart. Right, but a lot of people are not smart. So you do have content creators like, oh, she put it in the LLC. Why wouldn't she? Is that not an intelligent thing to do? If anything, I'm just shocked that Porsha's doing intelligent things. Or maybe she just has a real smart lawyer, because y'all know I don't think she's the brightest. But like I said, whether she can read or not, I don't know. But we know that heifer can count. We do know that heifer can count. She can count real high too. Real high. She don't need her fingers and toes. The hooker can count. Veronica said if she did call ICE on her, she was just being a responsible citizen. And I agree. I didn't care one bit. Oh, she called ICE. Oh well. AP say I have to say you one of the smartest content creators. Thank you. I think that's scary because some of them ain't that bright. But thank you so much. Say that part. We shocked she do. Yes, I'm so shocked. Porsha doing smart stuff. I'm like that meme with that little old lady that be going. That was me when I started seeing the stuff Porsha was doing. I was like, Porsha, that's you? Who over there helping Porsha think? Porsha wasn't making the same mistake twice. Yeah, Cordell mopped Porsha Williams up. Cordell mopped that heifer up, and I think she wasn't willing to go back to that no more. But I would say this, after the latest news with Porsha, getting her settlement for the 1.5 plus million, the title to the house and the deed to the car, I now believe that Kelli Potter is over there mad enough to chew on kneecaps and ankles. Baby, ain't a kneecap within 100 miles radius safe around Kelli Potter right now. Kelli over there just snarling like that Yokiro Taco Bell dog. Just, I mean, she foaming at the mouth. Everybody better watch your ankles. I'm talking about put on work boots, steel toes, protect your ankles, wear shin guards, put on knee protectors, okay? Knee pads, protect yourself, because ain't a kneecap or ankle or shin safe within 100-mile radius. Y'all know Kelli Potter over there mad as hell. She ain't nothing she gonna be able to do. She can't say Simon House no more, because Porsha gonna eat her up every single time. What I do, Miss Parker? I'm trying to warn the people that may be in the metro Atlanta area. Watch your ankles, watch your shins, watch your knees. They are not safe. Kelli Potter is beside herself. When she got that news, I know she gonna be over there foaming at the mouth and snarling for 30 days and 30 nights. Simon told the blogger Gerald is a scammer. Now, why would he do that? That man got a legitimate company. He do legitimate work that we can see on paper. Now, why Simon do that? He's such a hater. Now you and Porsha, y'all going back and forth. You mad because you want to get that girl to sign some stuff over there in Dubai. I would pay money to find out what the hell you was trying to get slow motion to sign over there. And then got shot because slow motion wasn't slow as you thought she was. Slow motion put that hoe in 5th gear and burn out on you. But you in slow motion was jousting. What Mr. Gerald did to you, Salmon? What did Mr. Gerald do to you? Huh? You up here calling that man a scammer. He ain't no scammer. You know what else Mr. Gerald ain't? Mr. Gerald ain't over here under a fake name. Mr. Gerald is over here working, doing HVAC at them airports and stuff with government contracts. So his papers is straight. You know what else Mr. Gerald ain't did? He ain't got deported for scamming and stealing money from the banks and doing what else he was doing on the paperwork, y'all? Identity theft and bank fraud. Mr. Gerald ain't did none of that and got deported and had to come back pretending like you was on a farm or agriculture visa. I bet you Mr. Gerald ain't did that. I bet you Mr. Gerald ain't did that. Now, I may not like Shamea because she full of crap, but Mr. Gerald ain't did nothing to nobody. Why Simon sitting up trying to spray that man? What, you mad because he can go in and out of America? Simon need to sit down somewhere. Y'all got a lot. He got a lot of nerve, and anybody run with that need to be popped upside the back of their skull too. Political junkies say, now these some not so bright content creators accusing folks of hacking their YouTube pages. Baby, don't you start, sis. Blue Devil Babe say, that's why you got to be careful how you speak on people, because they'll get blessed while you be stressed. Hello? Sitting up wishing bad on people. Y'all, what the old people used to say before we move on to Angela Oakley? What they used to tell us? When you dig one ditch, you better dig two. Because that ditch you digging might be for you. Kelli up here trying to dig on Porsha, thinking she could put the bad mouth on somebody, which is crazy. Like, girl, you see, you ain't got enough juice to put the good mouth on yourself, and you trying to put the bad mouth on people. Now, this girl here done got the deed to the car, the deed to the house, the title to the car, and a settlement for $1.5 million out of any equity that Simon is owed. And I told y'all that's what the hell was going to happen. I told y'all that. Told you. Meanwhile, Kelli over there, you know, with them babies, and she got to go to court to make that no good man help her with them children. And he ought to be ashamed of himself. I was very disappointed to hear he was a Louisiana man. I thought he would have did better by his children. But they say he from Baton Rouge, and apparently that mean little man with that pot belly, he's a terrible, dastardly character. But shout out to Phaedra for dragging him back to court and making them people lock him up for not taking care of Kelli children. Now, let's talk about Angela Oakley real quick, okay? And like I said, I wasn't going to do it. I wasn't. Because, you know, I don't really care for Miss Junebug. I don't. But I got to be fair because, like I said, when she was wrong, I didn't spare her. Some of y'all were here. Put a 7 in the chat if y'all was here last year when Angela Oakley was in the wrong and she got drugged all across this front porch. Put a 7 in the chat if you were here. You can even put a 7 in the chat. If you saw the replay of one of the videos, you wasn't here live, but you saw the replay. I see some 7. Some of y'all was here when I drug Angela, because that was wrong. You don't do what she tried to do. I didn't like it. So I drug her. I didn't spare her. Even when somebody was sent to my chat talking about, oh, Angela gonna sue you, tell that hoe I said she can go to hell. You ain't got enough mouth for me now, day of the week. You can't rehearse enough reads to go back and forth with me. So I never spared her. But in the interest of fairness, I'm gonna give her a fair shake on this with this mess, with the George and the Ashley and the Shamea and all of that. I'm going to give her a fair shake because fair is fair, right is right. Yeah, I did. I drug her straight to hell and back. Sure did. Because I got to come back. I don't live there. Porsha the one says she want to go to hell. I'm trying to make heaven. Right. You was here. Okay? So look. She went on this channel called, is it Gibbs? Gabbing with Gibbs? I want to say the name of the channel right, so that way if y'all want to go and support the content creator, you absolutely can. Yeah, Gabbing with Gibbs. is what it's called, gabbing with Gibbs. So she did this about 8 days ago. It's been long enough. And we're going to talk about what was said. I'm not even going to do the audio because it ain't no point, right? Lord, Brian say 6.5. I ain't see you do it, but I know you did. Because you know I can't cut nobody no slack. When you doing dastardly stuff, I gotta call you out, right? So she went on this interview. Notes are absolutely taken, of course. She talked about the whole Scotland of it all. And the fact that she did not bring Ashley and George up on the show. Now, she said initially she did go to Ashley and she asked her, did she know the girl? Because of what was said by him when he say he was drunk. He could have been. I wasn't there, so I can't say whether that man was drunk or not. I can only say I found him to be very sleazy, cheap, and tawdry. Okay? But I don't know whether he was drunk or not. He claimed he was when he said what he said. It was just a joke, and he said it while he was drunk, right? Angela said in her interview that she went to the wife because they are next door neighbors. They share a lawn. Like the lawn is right next door. Apparently, there's no fence or anything. She said she went to the lady and was like, look, me and this chick going back and forth. I may end up mentioning what your husband said. But she said she went to her out of respect because I'm finna mention something that includes your husband. You know, is that going to be a problem? She said that she felt like, well, he know Shamea. That don't mean the wife knows Shamea. So she asked her, did she know the girl? It wasn't that it was like, give me tea or whatever. And I kind of believe her. If I'm going to be honest, I believe that it's plausible. It kind of makes some sense, right? So anyway, and she said that the girl told her, no, she don't mind. And she said she felt like she saw eagerness in her, like, oh, I do want to be on the show. And she said, now this is what she said. I don't know. She said that she dealt with that last year, and she's saying that the guy that came to her was like, your husband was in the restaurant with another woman. You know, your husband, if your name Angela, your husband cheating on you and whatever, yada, yada, right? So she's saying that he just wanted to be on the show, and she felt like she could tell that Ashley wanted to be on the show. Okay. Blue Devil, babe, thank you for the cash app, sis. Let me send a heart back. Y'all so sweet. Oh, it's got a gummy bear on it. Y'all can't see, can you? It's too bright. Y'all, I don't be knowing what to do with these screens. I don't know how to lighten the screen up. I don't know how to darken the screen. Let me send a heart back. But I wanted y'all to see the teddy bear, but I got the screen too bright, so you can't see it. But it's a gummy bear, and it's pretty. Thank you, sis. But anyway, so she said that she kind of backed off of it and decided not to mention it. And she pointed out the fact that while they was in Scotland at the table when her and Shamea initially got into it, that she didn't bring them up. And I had to go back and listen to the episode to get the facts. Angela did not bring them up. I'm going to be honest. She didn't. It just didn't happen, right? Shamea brought it up. But I want to say this. When Shamea brought it up, y'all, I went back and re-listened to that audio. I can play it for y'all if y'all want me to. Or y'all can just go rewatch that episode in while they were in Scotland and her and Angela got into it the first day they were there. Shamea said, I had 2 different people come to me. That's what Shamea said. Shamea done made up this whole thing. It was 2 different people, and you had a private investigator. Come to find out, it was not 2 different people. There was no private investigator. It was Ashley and George, which was one family, but you trying to pretend like, well, basically one person, because I don't believe George went to Shamea and said nothing. Ashley went to Shamea. But by the time Shamea brought it to the show in Scotland, she said 2 different people came to me and you hired an investigator, yada, yada. Angela did not bring up the conversation. But when Shamea said that, Angela decided she gonna clear it up. Actually, no, it was, you know, I know who it was and I could hurt your feelings. Now, again, this was not, Angela didn't say all this in the interview. Hey, Sean, thank you for being 178. But when I had to go back, hey, Super, thank you for being here. Hit the like button. Thank you for being 178, Sean. Oh, Creeby, girl, I almost missed you. Thank you for being 177. But when I had to go back to listen to the episode to get the facts, that's how it happened. So, after Angela said, I could hurt your feelings. It was Phaedra Parks who said, well, look, go ahead and hurt her feelings and tell us what's going on. Then Pinky, Stanky Panky, said, yeah, speak your mind. Angela still hadn't said no names. Phaedra said, go ahead and hurt her feelings. Panky Cole, Stanky Panky said, speak your mind. Angela then went on to say who she was talking about, which was her neighbor George and his wife, Ashley. Okay. And they had the little small back and forth. And that's when Angela said, well, are you effing George? And I'm like, okay, that's crass, but whatever, right? She asked the question. At that point, the only person that Angela said anything was George. She did not say that his wife said anything. She did not say that Shamea said anything. She didn't say that she seen Shamea hug the man, touch the man, play down by the river, say hanky panky with the man, nothing. She said what the man said and then ask her that very crass, uncouth question, did you hunch George? I'm just schooling y'all up, catching everybody up on what happened and how it went down, right? Okay, cool. So what's funny to me is I'm like, okay, so far during this interview, Angela was kind of being honest. I really didn't, I didn't see anything so far, at that point that was dishonest or anything that I had to actually question. Okay, nothing yet. So she made it clear that she didn't say it first or whatever. And I said, okay, that's fine. You didn't. That's true. Shamea brought it up because she was trying to do a gotcha. And then later on, when they got upstairs, Shamea is showing text messages from Ashley saying, oh, Angela lying, when really Angela ain't said that. Ashley said nothing. So, and I told y'all that when I reviewed the episode, there was no way for that lady to randomly text Shamea out of the blue. Shamea, you texted that lady and told her something. That's what you did. And then when she responded and said Angela lying, you didn't show us what you said to her first. But that's what Shamea does. She gonna tell a half a truth, whole lie, whole time, right? So anyway, so the man asked her, and mind you, I'm a little out of order with that, but that is how that went. But the man Gibbs asked her, do you feel vindicated after the Halloween episode? Angela said, I hope everybody can see that I didn't lie. I was not the one who brought them up, right? Who brought them up in the conversation. That's why I had to go watch and listen carefully to that actual episode. Okay. Gibbs says, so who did? And she, broke down what happened and we saw the scene. Shamea brought it up, claimed it was two different people, a private investigator, for it to only be Ashley, which is George's wife. And that's how we find out who they are, because Angela had, according to herself, decided I'm not even going to mention that, even in me and her going back and forth, because she felt like Ashley and them really did want to be on the show real bad. And she didn't want a repeat of last year. So then Gibbs said, ask her, would you have ever brought it up? That's when she said, no, I really wouldn't, because the lady said, it would be cool. I don't care if you bring it up, but she felt like she was too eager and she didn't want that. Right. How you say this name, baby? NJ Go South. Porsha lied several times over the years. Yes, she did. And thank you for the super chat. God gonna bless you for me. Shamea definitely got caught lying in the Carlos interview. Yes, she did. Neither of those women are credible and were never best friends. And you're right. Kenya said Porsha didn't want Shamea to be a housewife. Do you think she lied? Yes, I do believe Kenya's lying. I do. And you know why? Because we done caught Kenya lying a passel of times too. And we know Kenya don't really like Porsha. Kenya tolerate Porsha. Okay. And I believe that Kenya, and maybe rightfully so, because I don't like Kenya, but Kenya be right sometimes. I believe that Kenya still got like a little bit of a sore spot when it comes to Porsha, because let's go back down memory lane. Welcome to, make sure anybody new, make sure y'all subscribe and put FTL for first time live so we can welcome you to the chat. But I feel like Kenya's holding a little bit of a grudge toward Porsha currently, because if y'all remember last season, we found out that Marlo was not on the season because Kenya agreed with Porsha to team up, go to production and executives and say that neither one of them would agree to film with Marlo. So they teamed up to keep Marlo off the show, right? But then after they team up, like, you know, Voltron Force activate to keep Marlo off the show, then Britt Eady threatened to shoot Kenya. Kenya, you know, took it all the way to the wall, and then Porsha go being buddy with Britt Eady. And you know that ain't cool. I thought that was flaw as hell. I think Porsha's still holding a little bit of a grudge about that. She ain't flat out saying it, but I know she feel a way. Now she feel more of a way towards Cynthia because Cynthia was pretending to be, you know, her ace boon coon. But I think she felt a way like, girl, Porsha, me and you was acting like we was cool. We was acting like we was moving on, whatever, yada yada. And we done linked up to keep Marlo off the show because Marlo was giving all of them hell. I don't care what nobody say. She made Candy work. She made Kenya work. And she was going to make Porsha work. And you know it, right? St. Pete don't play. But then we team up to get this heifer out of here. And then this lady threatened to shoot me. And then you taking pictures with her. You hang with her. Oh, Britt's a cool girl. If I was Kenya, I would be looking at her a certain way too, if I'm being honest. So no, I don't believe Kenya on that. I believe Kenya will say anything to try to, you know, feed into what's going on online. Gossip News, thank you for being 185. But I don't think for 1 minute that that's the truth at all. I don't. I'm going to be honest with you. I believe Kenya full of stuff, but you know, she has been before. And I think she holding a grudge. Even rightfully so, it's still not cool to lie. But I'm with you on everything you said. Thank you so much for being here. And please don't let it be your last time. Satra say, thank you for the super chat, boo. When Shamea met with Mr. Max, the lawyer, in those rum bum scenes, she met in George Law office. Ashley possibly talked to Shamea off camera. Well, we know they talked off camera because, and you're right, thank you again for the super chat. But we know they did because Shamea had time to invite them to the party. She had time to come tell Angela, oh, they told me you asked for tea. So yeah, we know they talked. Absolutely. Hey, Super. Say George said he met her going into the Cheetah and he told her he was paying her way inside. I would have been thinking the same thing too. What were you doing at the Cheetah? Wait a minute. Forgive me. I don't know what the Cheetah is. Y'all school me up, please. Ms. Nisa say Kenya didn't like Shamea either. Remember how Kenya treated Shamea in Houston when they was helping with the hurricane victims build them houses? Yeah, but Kenya done been nasty to everybody at one point or another. But right now, Kenya gonna be more on Shamea's side than Porsha because Porsha did some slimy stuff. I mean, can we be honest about the Black Mamba? Why were you being buddy with somebody who threatened to shoot that lady? I'm just saying, if y'all supposed to be cool, y'all not beefing this, whatever, the night everything happened, y'all gave her a ride home so she wouldn't have to wait on her car. Y'all know what went down. Why are you, Porsha, being buddy with somebody that threatened to shoot your cast member, friend of me, whatever? Like, why is that cool to you? Red say Kenya off the show due to her dumb behavior. She is to a certain degree, but at the same time, y'all can say what you want to say. If Bravo, NBC Universal, and Truly Original handled Britt Eady that night for making threats of gun violence, we would have never got to the salon scene. The salon scene would have never came. Britt Eady should have been fired that night and removed from casting. But that's not what happened. Bravo did her wrong. Britt Eady was trashy. And Porsha got 3, 4, 5 different faces, all of them pretty. Before y'all come trying to attack me, all her faces are pretty, but she got quite a few. And that was real messed up. Real messed up. Yeah, Belicious, that sounds like a butt naked club. Apparently it is a butt naked club. A Cheetah is a gentleman club in Atlanta. Yes, Shamea, you a married lady. What you doing to the butt naked club? Let you there with your husband and y'all, you know, like stuff like that. You to the butt naked. I ain't going to the butt naked. I mean, but you know, to each their own, child. But yeah, so let me tell you what else happened in Angela's little interview, right? So then, hold on, this is one of my nieces. Hey, baby, you okay? Hold on, baby. Y'all all right though? Everything cool? Okay, I'm on live, but we're gonna be off soon. I'm gonna call you right back. Okay, all right, bye. All right. Y'all know I try not to miss no calls from no children because you never know what's going on. But so the man asked her after she said they was eagle, so she wasn't gonna do it. So he was like, so Ashley took that as you wanting tea because you said, do you know her? And I'm gonna bring this up. Angela said, I know they wanted to be on the show, but go the traditional way, not on my back. She said she didn't know her. So what would I be asking for? So Angela claimed that when she first asked Ashley about Shamea, was like, well, do you know her? She said, the girl said, no, I don't really know her. So Angela's claiming if the girl said, I don't know her, how am I going to ask you for tea? And I had to go back and rewind the Halloween episode, the Devil Day episode at Shamea house. Ashley was like, oh, she asked me if me and Shamea was cool. And I was like, yeah, we cool. Angela said, that ain't what you said at all. You told Angela you didn't know the lady. That's what Angela claimed. And I know Angela mouth ain't no prayer book either, but that's what you claim, right? So anyway, I'm just like, y'all contradicting each other. Something ain't adding up. So anyway, so she's saying if she told me she didn't know her, how am I ask for tea? Because how you gonna give me tea on somebody you claim you don't know? So I'm like, I don't know, because you say this, she say that. I don't know neither one of y'all. I'm just reporting what was said. So Gibbs said George admitted that he said it, but said he was drunk. And did you take it as a joke? So Angela said, well, that's not something you joke about or allude to. And I'm like, yeah, I can kind of agree to that. But I also feel like George is a very sleazy character. And I feel like George would think it would be okay to joke like that. Because I told y'all, I don't believe for 1 minute Shamea slept with that gross looking man with that green beard. I do not believe that. I don't want to ever believe that. I just don't. Michelle Gray, go back and watch the episode. Kenya did not threaten nobody with no gun. She was in her closet with her friend and made a joke about a gun. That is not the same thing as being in a heated altercation while threatening to go get your gun out of your car. That is not the same thing. Kenya made a joke about a gun with her friend in her closet. None of her cast members were there. That did not happen. Super say that Kenya should have handled when brandished that whip. Child, in your closet and a gun sitting inside a case is not brandishing a weapon. Y'all got to stop that. What happened on that set was not right. That was not right. She threatened gun violence in the middle of an altercation, threatened to go grab her you know what, out the car. That's not the same as Kenya cracking a joke with her friend in the closet when none of her castmates were present, while the weapon was sitting in a gun case. That's not the same thing. And Bravo did not do the right thing when that happened. Bravo didn't do the right thing when that happened. They should have got rid of that lady immediately. You out here acting like some kind of hood booger. I got guns and stuff for people like that. I got guns and whips for what? And they thought that was cool. And I said it before when it happened, and I'm gonna say it again. Had she said that to a white woman, she wouldn't have had a job. Now that's what I'm gonna say. Had she said it to a white woman, she wouldn't have had a job. I'm gonna leave it there because we're not finna relitigate last season. That was stressful enough. But had she said that to anybody with blonde hair and blue eyes, she'd have been gone immediately, and y'all know it. Y'all know it. But anywho, after that, she said it wasn't nothing that you should be, joking about or whatever. So the Gibb got asked about Drew's comment and K. Michelle's response. Drew's comment like that, oh, Angela's been vindicated, which it makes sense. The reality is Angela was vindicated because you saying she lying. You got to tell me what she lied about. She said, George said A, B, and C. George said, I did say A, B, and C, but I was joking. Cynthia pointed out very clearly, like, oh, so Angela didn't lie. You did say that. You may have been joking, but you said it. And then Drew said Angela's vindicated, and they were bothered by that. And K. Michelle's response was what it was because she just don't like Drew. I don't know why she got such a thing for Drew, but she just don't like Drew, right? Okay. Anywho, after that, Angela said, well, Kay been riding for Shamea, so basically she don't have no problem with K. Michelle. She said Kay been riding for Shamea, and she gonna give Kay some grace, but he said it. And she said I never lied on Ashley, which we didn't hear her say that Ashley said nothing. She never claimed Ashley said nothing to her at all. She said I asked the question, and then she made a point. She made a point Red, you and Blue Devil Babe, both of y'all right. Porsha done flopped on Shamea, and Shamea done, not Shamea, Porsha done flopped on Kenya, and Kenya done flopped on Shamea. Y'all both right. It wasn't Red, it was Blue Devil Babe, and who else said that? So whoever else said that, y'all both right. They both done flopped on each other. But Angela made the point, just like Shamea asked Drew, was she going with Dennis last year? Hey, Kimberly Day. And that's an excellent point. So if, and Shamea got to say at some point, like, girl, y'all all women, y'all all be being messy. Angela was being messy. I don't believe that Angela think for 1 minute Shamea slept with that man, but she was being ugly because Shamea mentioned Charles. Y'all know Angela goes straight to DEFCON 5 if you mention Charles. But I don't see the difference in Angela saying, did you sleep with George? And Shamea asking Drew, are you going with Dennis? Both was out of pocket. Neither one had to be asked, but either one could be asked, because y'all on the TV show about being messy. I don't understand how it turns into when Shamea does it, it's fine. When Angela does it, now you attacking Shamea. It was just messiness on all the way around the board, okay? And last year when Shamea did it, then Drew and Angela lied on Shamea. If y'all recall, put a 2 in the chat if y'all remember, because Shamea, and while she was in the closet with the girls, her big luxurious closet with the ladies, she simply asked Drew, are you dating Dennis? Are you and Dennis dating? When she went to work out with Angela and Drew, they sat there and lied on Shamea to Shamea's face and told Shamea, why would you ask? That was Angela, matter of fact, that asked Shamea, why would you ask Drew if she effing Dennis? And Shamea said, that's not what I said. I asked, was she dating Dennis, which was the truth. So Angela and Drew were sitting up lying on Shamea right off the rip to her face. Okay. I think a lot of this stuff going on between Angela and Shamea, it started last year from Shamea trying to pull them into some alliance, and then Shamea trying to play both sides, and them people feeling a certain type of way. And then Angela sat up there and told everything that Shamea had to say about Porsha to Porsha. Now that's what went on in from what I seen with these two little eyes. They ain't got the biggest, prettiest eyes, but I promise you they work. Now that's what I saw. Okay. If you can ask Drew, then Angela can ask you. Tit for tat. And I low-key at this point, when Angela said that, I felt like, oh, so you did that because Shamea did that last year. I'm just saying. It is what it is, right? Belicious said, some people have a difference of opinion when it comes to dating. Some things it mean you sleeping with them if you dating, and that's not always the case. That's absolutely the truth. But when it comes down to it, you still have to be honest about what a person said. Shamea did not say, are you effing Dennis? The way that Angela very much said to Shamea, are you effing George? That's not what Shamea said. She said, are you and Dennis dating? She didn't even get to make it to, well, if y'all dating, or if Drew said, yeah, we dating, she didn't get a chance to say, well, are y'all intimate or whatever? It didn't even get that far. It didn't even get that far. You know what I'm saying? Who is y'all? Because I'm always objecting. What happened? Me? Can't be me. Because I keep it straight no matter what's what. It can't be me. I'm going to be quiet. Maybe it's somebody in the chat. But y'all remember, don't do no bickering in my chat. But yeah, I just don't understand what the difference would be. You said it to her. You know what I'm saying? You said it to Drew. Angela said it to you. It is what it is, right? It's a wash, in my opinion. So then Gibbs was like, he asked her about the Ring camera footage. Y'all remember when the Ashley girl posted on Twitter or whatever, the Ring doorbell camera. Oh, this Angela coming to my house. And I'm sitting there like, Angela done told us she been to your house. So when she first put the video up, I'm thinking we're going to hear Angela say something on the Ring doorbell camera. We ain't hear nothing she said on the Ring doorbell camera. We ain't heard none of that on the Ring doorbell camera. All we seen was her coming to the house. That's all we seen. And she said she don't know what it was that she was trying to expose either. It didn't make no sense. She thought even after they had the little party at Shamea's house, it was cool. Say she did an event, her charity event with her husband, and Ashley and George donated to the event. That was in December. Halloween is October. So they had this whole little showdown, showdown at high noon. But then by December, they still was donating money to Angela and Charles charity organization or whatever. So she thinking everything cool or whatever. And then this girl pop up online talking stuff, and it's giving you trying to be on the show by beefing with somebody who on the show. In my opinion, Angela didn't say that. I said it. Super said it started in the pool in Tennessee, and Britt told on Shamea that she said Shamea started the baby rumor. That ain't where it started. It started way before that. It started way before that. Because if you remember, she was already telling Porsha stuff that Shamea had said before they ever went to Tennessee. Angela was already on Shamea's neck, to be honest. She was being nice, nasty. She wasn't, laying it all out, being real rough, but she was already putting stuff out there. Elisa say, "Belicious." Oh, you talking, my bad. Y'all talking to each other. Let me be quiet. She laid on her back to get her position. Shamea deserves every clap back she getting. That's her husband. I agree with that. Shamea sure deserve it. Because how you going to tell that lady she laid on her back for her husband? Shamea, you lay on your back for your husband. And you sat there being weird and cringy talking about, I sleep with him every night. You supposed to. Who else you supposed to sleep with? Yeah, but you're right. I agree. Let me get out y'all conversation. Pink Pilates Princess, thank you for being 184. Evolution, thank you so much for being 187. So yeah, they got past that. She said she thought it was cool. Yeah. And she said that she told the girl, like, are we still cool? She went by after everything happened at Shamea's house and was like, hey, we still cool because, I called you first and made sure, you knew that I ain't had no intention to disrespect you, your marriage, and nothing else before I brought that up on that show. And in the end, she didn't bring it up. Shamea brought it up, but she was the one who eventually said their name. So she said she went by there to say, hey, is we still cool? We straight? Because I did call you first and let you know I ain't got no intention on disrespecting you. I low-key, I believe her. Okay, I feel like unless Angela's on the screen with her rehearsed reads and doing stuff like that, I do not believe that she gonna try nobody's husband like that, because we know she don't play about her husband. Okay, so then we get to the man said, is it awkward being neighbors with them now after all this happened? She said not at all, because she just act like they don't exist. Okay, I believe Angela gonna talk about it at the reunion too. I believe that too. Gibbs asked her, how she feel about people mixing this or conflating this issue with the Phaedra issue. She was like, y'all will see at the reunion. I don't have to react to everything. Say she had to learn she don't have to react to everything, and that her reaction put the gas on the problem. With her trying to prove she right all the time, she be wanting to be right. My thing is, I hear what you're saying, Angela, but people is conflating this with the Phaedra issue because you went so far to sell that lie to the public. Like Angela went all in to sell that lie to the public, and you really were slimy for that. You was hoping and thinking, you and Drew both, because Drew was in on that with her trifling self. Y'all was thinking if y'all could spin a lie on this lady that she wasn't going to have no job, only to get to the reunion and find out from Andy Cohen that her contract was secure. She had no reason to pull a stunt with you because her contract was secure. She didn't come in there and sign for no 2 episodes. She signed apparently a multi-season deal with them people to be coming back. So yeah, Angela, people are conflating the two, because then you were having people to come and tell stuff, and you telling the boy to make up evidence and come up with something to, like, you're going to have to come up with something. You got to give me something, make up receipts to try to sell this story. So yeah, people going to mix the two, but it's like I always say, once you lie one time, people do not know how to believe you. Angela, you did it once. Okay, well and good. We caught you, we drug you, right? Except for the people you had on payroll last season that was pretending they didn't see your mess, right? But what goes around comes around, okay? But at the same time, Angela, this time you may be telling the truth, but at the end of the day, it's like the boy who cried. It's like the boy who cried wolf. It's the boy who cried wolf. So now, of course, some people gonna look at you sideways because you did it one time. Why we gonna think you wouldn't do it again? You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. Super, she quick with some of her comebacks, but some of that stuff be rehearsed as hell. And I'm sorry y'all can't tell the difference, but I can. I can tell the difference. Some of the stuff, it be off the dome. But some of that stuff, she already got it tucked. It's a difference. It's a real difference. But anyway, so we get past that. Then the man asked her about the Falcons and Hawks comment. And will we hear more about that? Angela said, well, she gave me a cease and desist, but it comes up at the reunion. So we didn't get nothing on that. And the man asked her, do you still feel like you was kind of the person that was getting the lash out because she wanted to go back and forth with Porsha, and Porsha was not, engaging with her? And Angela said somewhat she do feel that way. And she said she's mad that I reported what she said about Porsha to Porsha last year. And I do feel like Shamea is still mad about that because she had a plan against Porsha. And I think that she feels like if Angela had kept her mouth shut, that maybe her plan against Porsha would have worked better. That's what I think. I think it's kind of trifling that you had that kind of plan against your so-called friend. Yeah, but I think that's how she feel. Well, I'm not riding with Angela, but I'm gonna buy a fan from her. Because I support Black American women's businesses. I don't care what you're selling. Like, you really got to be a horrible person for me not to support your business. I'm gonna buy a fan. I still don't care for Angela like that, but I'm gonna buy a fan from her. And everybody should. Everybody should. That's a sister selling something. And most of us got hot flashes and stuff. Y'all be doing them wigs. Y'all be wanting to melt the thing. What's that stuff y'all put on your forehead and then you blow on it and then you mash it down. And sometimes that glue will make it lift back up. You got that fan, the sweat and stuff won't make it lift back up. So buy a fan. Okay. But anyway. And then Angela claims she only told Porsha after seeing her talk trash about her at the pool, but I don't believe that. Angela was already trying to slip and leak stuff out after she decided that Shamea was going after Drew, and she was trying to take up for Drew and take Drew's side on stuff. That's just what was going on now, because she lied on Shamea before we ever got down to that far. Before we got that far, she had already lied on the girl. So then Gibbs said, Kelli, about Kelli saying something about Shamea's Kelli saying that Angela was disgusting for making comments about Shamea's marriage. I don't get it because I didn't see her say nothing about Shamea's marriage. She did call Mr. Gerald ugly, called him Sasquatch. I was like, dang, that poor little man ain't bothered nobody. So Angela said that Pinky, what? Oh, she was talking about Kelli, not Pinky. But she was saying when it come to Kelli, she don't really know what Kelli problem is. She said when she was talking to Pinky, Kelli tried to get in it. When she was talking to Britt Edie last year, Kelli was jumping in it. What about that baby though? Then when she was talking about when she's talking to Shamea, Kelli jump in. She said so she always jumping in. She don't really know what Kelli's issue is. She don't have no issue with Kelli. She's like, but and she said, but if she can talk about my husband, and she said some disgusting things about my husband, what makes it different? And she was like, she said basically she feel like Kelli just got to protect her landlord. And I said, wow, yeah. Yep, they ready for purchase. I saw it on Instagram. Y'all go to Fangela on Instagram, buy y'all a fan, okay? So I didn't know. Yeah, the fans is online. The fans is online. That's true. Yeah, they made up or whatever, but at the same time, Shamea was being fake. She didn't really mean it. And I don't think Porsha really meant it either. I think Porsha was just telling Shamea something to placate her, to get her out of her face. Because Porsha act like she didn't want nothing to do with Shamea last season. She act like she just didn't have the energy and was not even going to dignify that relationship with a conversation. Now, that's how Porsha was acting, very uninterested. I'm not saying she right or wrong, but that's how she came across. D. Michelle Lovely, hey, boo, thank you for being 189. Pink Pilates Princess says she didn't come to play. She gave us heavy-duty fans. I saw them fans, get down. I don't wear wigs, but I don't want it to rip my real hair out neither. Well, see, at least that's the thing. She say she didn't bring them people on the show. We didn't get to see George and Ashley until Shamea brought them on the show. You get what I'm saying? So Angela said it wasn't going to be through her. She was not going to be the people to bring them in, the person to bring the people in through the back door. Shamea brought them up. Shamea invited them to their party and got them on the camera. They were mic'd up at Shamea's behest because she thought she was doing an Angela Oakley takedown because she's still mad at Angela for blowing up her spot last year. Okay? I'm just saying. That wasn't Angela. Shamea brought them strays on there. And I think strays is the perfect word for nasty George and his wife. You say George slimy behind, bet not be on our screen. Bet not. Not the man who called his own wife a prostitute. I don't want that man nowhere near my screen. We survived Michael Darby. We survived Michael Darby bun grabbing behind. Don't nobody want to go through nothing sleazy no more. That was nasty enough. Absolutely not. But then the man asked her about the fact that people's mad that they feel like she didn't hold a grudge with Porsha long enough. And she said that when that happened, she had a blackout moment. She was looking for her clothes to go down there to the pool to confront her and was like, she felt like she had too much to lose. And that she confronted Porsha right when that happened. It wasn't no next season. It wasn't no next week. It was whatever. She said she confronted Porsha immediately. And then she said that Porsha apologized to her. And then this is where Angela was being Angela again. Well, I apologized to her. I apologize to her for whatever she said I did. And I'm sitting there like, Angela, what do you mean whatever she said you did? That girl was already in a foul mood. She wasn't talking to nobody. Angela was arguing with Britt Eady. And then in the middle of arguing with Britt Eady, she turned around and started attacking Porsha. Porsha wasn't saying nothing to her. And Porsha didn't even respond to her in the moment. She left and went upstairs after she told her she could kiss her behind. She went on upstairs. Now, when they was down there by the pool letting off steam, then Porsha went to doing that whole talk. She better leave me alone before I sleep with her husband. That's what happened. It wasn't that Porsha was like, oh, I'm going to go sleep with her man. I'm going to show her. That ain't what that girl said. But, you know, people like to pretend like they don't know what went on. So I felt like, Angela, you being disingenuous in this moment, talking about whatever she said I did to her. No, you know what you was doing. Britt Eady was getting on your head. I don't even like Britt Eady. I don't like Bang Bang Sleazy. But Bang Bang was getting on your head. You didn't have no comeback for Britt Eady. So you pretended like you just forgot you was arguing with Britt Eady and physically turned your body to the left-hand side and started going at Porsha. Well, why did you take that woman husband? Leave that lady alone. Are you cool? You did that out the blue for no apparent reason, honey. And then when she started, you know, talking slick and greasy, then you say you blacked out and you basically you ready to be knucking and bucking and ready to fight. But you don't know where it came from. You started with her. And so she said some slick stuff. Now that's what that was. Y'all was both in the wrong. Y'all was both in the wrong. Period, point blank. Say, and I'm perimenopausal with my first grandbaby on the way. I'm getting a phalange. Okay. D. Michelle Lovely said, I really believe Angela saw, heard, or knows something to say last season Shamea was playing the long game. Yes, she did say Shamea was playing the long game. That's why she don't play with her like that. I agree. That's what she don't want nobody to know. Yeah, Shamea's a nasty piece of work now. They all are, really, in my opinion. So then after that, the man asked her, you know, basically talking about the team stuff, like, oh, the fans seem to like when you, Porsha, Phaedra, Cynthia, and Drew is on the screen. People really like that crew. What you think of that? And she's like, she disappointed in it looking like it's two different groups. Like so. And I totally agree. It don't look good. Don't nobody want to see no alliances and team this, team that, and splitting up groups on trips. Because then we got y'all trying to go to a spa at a castle that ain't no spa. It's a hot tub and a portable sauna in the backyard by some bushes that look like the Blair Witch Project. That was horrible. That was really tragic. But so she was saying she was disappointed in looking like that. And she said that basically she don't like it looking like everybody just don't like Shamea. It's just the whole group is there because they don't like Shamea. And she was like, most of the ladies don't even really have no issue with Shamea, or if they do, it's, you know, they own individual stuff where they going back and forth with her. It don't have nothing to do with them sitting up talking about them. And we kind of seen on screen that when them girls be together, they don't really be doing that. The only time I seen them sitting up talking about that girl was when Angela came back after the Hawks and Falcons conversation. The one where Porsha pretended like she had to pee and skedaddle. B-Licious say, yeah, it's annoying when the group is divided. Super annoying. Ain't nobody come here to watch that. They talked about the issues, and she said Porsha and Shamea issues way beyond her, which it is. Y'all got issues that y'all got from your mom and them, okay? I do remember Talls and Smalls. She say she loved K. Michelle. She say Pinky is kind of like her. They move on quick, which they do. She talks about social media and Twitter being deadly, and Threads. It says a little safe on Threads. And they want the group chat back. Is it still crickets? Say they thought they was doing good, but then, you know, in the group chat, but then she talked about Shamea being on Watch What Happens Live, calling her worst dress and talking about her ankles. She asked about Kelli. She said it's no issue. But you know, the girl jumps in. She was like, and from now on, she gonna make time for Kelli. So apparently every time Kelli jumps, she gonna swat her like a flea. And the young man Gibbs, you know, made the point that people say if you live by the cheers, you die by the booze, which is true. And I think that's what Shamea was not prepared for last season or this season. She liked the cheers. She liked when people are cheering her on, but I don't think Shamea is like adjusting really well to when the crowd turn on you, because the crowd can turn on you. Anybody that you get the power to give you happiness can take it from you. So if you live, you know, you live and die by people praising you, oh, they like you, fan favorite, all that bull crap, that's only as good as the day that you there, because they can like you today and hate you tomorrow. Okay. A lot of people like Porsha now, but you know, when she jumped up and married that man, if she'd have been on that show, they'd have burnt that girl at the stake like the Salem witch trials. So you just can't go by, you know, well, they like me, so, you know, I'm winning. They might dislike you tomorrow. Everybody done been up and down. People like Kenya one day, and then most people don't like her a whole lot of days. People be, you know, was with Nene, then they couldn't stand Nene. Same with Porsha. Same with a lot of these ladies. Same with, you know, Cynthia didn't get a lot of it. Cynthia should have got a lot more than she got, because she know how to play the neutral and still be slimy. But yeah, this is it's kind of crazy. So yeah, that's what happened. That's her side of the story. For the most part, I believe Angela. Do I still think she full of crap on some stuff? Yeah, you know, but they all are, right? But I do believe her as far as she wasn't trying to bring them people on the show. They wanted to get on, and Shamea was the way in, since Angela wasn't bringing it up quick enough, you know? But yeah, y'all, that's it. I'm going to jump off because we got to come back tomorrow. And I got to save my voice because the reunion starts tomorrow. And y'all know y'all got to be here so we can talk about what these heifers do, because ain't no telling what we going to see. Hey, Shine Bright. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So listen, y'all know what time it is. If you didn't hit the like button on the way in, please hit the like button out. Hit your notification. Good channel. Subscribe if you ain't subscribed already, because you know we happy to have you here and you know you like it here. So subscribe, because we want you to come back. Please, please don't let this be your last time. Also join Discord, because they normally know when I'm going live before anybody else. Okay. So please, pretty please, with a cherry on top, join Discord. A lot of things we talk about in there don't make it to the live, but we cut up, we clown, we gossip, all that. So make sure you are there. Okay. Please, pretty please, if you want to join channel membership, there's a join button beneath the video. There's a membership link in the description box, so you can put that crown by your name and be a member of the royal family, honey. We got the link to my book, Little Girl Big World, which is a survival guide for our daughters leaving home for the first time. Y'all know on this channel, we are in the Pretty Black Girl fan club. Let's keep all of our daughters safe. We want nothing to happen to our girls. All kind of safety tips, clues, how to safely grab Ubers and taxi cabs in the city when you're off from home, how to let somebody know where you are, different codes to use, even how to socialize. deal with your professors. All of that's there. So a link is there, or you can go to Amazon.com, type in Seanitra, and it will pop right up. We have the link also for our merchandise store, so you can get your crown gear and represent the royal family. And we got the link for my Amazon wish list in case y'all want to send me notebooks, snacks, tea for my voice so I can keep running my mouth, all sorts of goodies. So listen, I appreciate you guys. Everybody enjoy the rest of your Saturday. If you're going to bed, good night, sweet dreams, say your prayers. Please don't be going to sleep without praying. If you're going out, please do not drink and drive. And remember, buzz driving is drunk driving. Let's get Ubers and Lyfts on, on the phone. Put the app on your phone if you don't already have it. Please stay safe. So I will see you guys again tomorrow if the Lord stay the same. And remember, in case nobody else says it to you, honey, God loves you. I love you. And there ain't nothing you can do about it. I'm going to talk to y'all again tomorrow. Bye.